Maybe. Maybe. Ah, we are good. Nice. Welcome, guys. How you doing? Joe McCall. Joe McCall here, testing some things. What's going on? You see me there? Say hi. My camera's working. I've got my screen sharing working here. Awesome. This is the mind map I'm going to be going through. And I'm going to be monitoring the chat here. So is Lauravelle here? No. All right. Ah, Lauravelle is here. Thank you, Lauravelle. Oh, nice. And Lauravelle's a panelist. Awesome. So I have my amazing, awesome team here helping me as well. I'm going to hit the record button.
Recording in progress.
So should we get started? All right. Welcome, guys. This is my Land Fast Start Masterclass. And in this class, I'm really nervous because we're going to do a lot of work here. And I'm going to teach you how to start a brand new vacant land business in a brand new market in 3 hours flat. And I'm going to show you the tools that I use, the tips, the tricks, and how you can do this as well yourself. So my goal is you can be participating as I'm going through this. You can do this yourself, take the recordings and implement it yourself, right? Now, a lot of you are on Zoom right now watching this and you're wondering, hey, why can't I see all of the comments and other people interacting? We shut the comments off, but you, me and my team can see your comments right now in the Zoom. Some of you might be watching this also as a recording or wherever it's going to be. So we read all of the comments. If we're going through this and if you have questions, you don't understand something, type in the comments and we'll answer your questions. Okay, so good morning, Paul and Oscar and Rob, Eric, Scott, Bernard, Aaron. Oh man, there's a ton of you on here, okay? Let's get started. And a lot of you are asking me right now already, will this be recorded? The answer is yes. Don't know how long the recording will be up though. So I want you guys to stick around. Also, everybody right now, I'm going to be pasting into the link, into the Zoom chat right now, the main mind map. I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of links to a bunch of stuff. And so the link I just shared with you, it's either in the comments or the description or the Zoom comments and all of that, will be this mind map. All right. So I'm going to be walking through this and sharing this kind of as we go, and you'll get access to this. I'm going to be walking through it and, zooming in and out, sharing all of this stuff with you. For example, we're going to be talking about this right now. I think maybe we should just jump right in. What do you say? But are we good to go? Type in the chat and comments. I feel I'm just a little nervous. Why am I nervous? This is so much fun. Okay, good. Let's just jump right in. Let's do this. All right, Lauravelle is here as well in the chat, and she can help with answering any questions you guys have. So there are 2 laws for success. I want to lay some groundwork here because you know what? This business, you may not like the fact when I say this, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's the truth. 90% of this business is mindset. 90%. You know what that means? You have to understand what goes on in here. These 4 inches in between your ears is the most important real estate that you'll ever invest in. Do you believe me? I like these different camera views I got here. It's fun to do this. Do you believe me? The most important real estate you'll ever invest in is the 4 inches in between your ears. Because I'm going to teach you all the technical stuff today, but if you don't believe that it can actually work and can work for you, you're going to struggle and you're never going to get started and you're going to get frustrated and you're going to waste a ton of money. And I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to have the knowledge, but also the belief that this business can work and that it can work for you. So if you believe that, you're in the right place, right? So hold on one second. I'm going to, I have to make sure my Stream Deck is working. Okay. Are we good? All right. I'm going to, all right, I'm getting error messages that my streaming is stopped, but I'm still going to be going live. Are we still good here? All right. I'm not sure what's going on, but I think we're all right. If I go here, okay, good. It still works. That still works. That still works. I have to make sure I have the Stream Deck that allows me to switch screens, and I need to make sure it's working when I'm in the mind map itself. So there are 2 laws to success. I got a lot of laws today. One of my favorites down here is the 3 M's to success. But these are 2 different laws for success, right? High energy equals high income. I don't want you being bored picking your nose while we're doing this, okay? I'm not here to entertain you, but I want the energy up. So are you ready to get loud, have fun, and participate? I want you to say yes in the chat. And the reason why I'm doing this is because if I'm boring, I've not done my job. And I want you guys to participate, let me know that you're here, that you're going to be active. I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions, and I want to see the chat light up. Even if you're not watching this live and you're watching the recording, I want you to type in the comments right now, yes, I am here. Let's go. Let's do this. I read all of the comments. Let me know you're here. You're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, I don't know, Zoom, on a different website. Type in the chat. I want to make sure you guys are here because high energy equals high income. You can't be bored. Well, you can't be rich and be bored. Does that make sense? Now, natural learning, you have to answer my questions, and I want you to repeat what you're learning. So you're going to be more likely to implement and learn when you say it out loud and verbally, all right? Would you agree? Say yes in the chat. Right now, say yes in the chat. The reason why, again, I'm doing this, I want this to be very interactive. And hold on one second. Let me remove this here. All right, this thing is in the way. I got a lot of things in the way. Here we go. Okay, I want to hear from you that yes. Now, when I say something that's going to be valuable and important, and it's like a light bulb goes off in your head, I want you to type in the chat and the comments, oh my gosh, yes, that's awesome. What a great thing. You got it? Okay, good. Now, I want you to write some things down. What do you want your life and your business to look like in 3 months? Write it down right now in the chat. This is your test. You just said that you were going to participate, and you weren't just going to sit around picking your nose. You were going to participate. So I want you to write down, what do you want your life and your business to look like in 3 months? And I want you to write down what's your big why. What are your goals? 6 months, maybe 12 months. Write it down in the chat. What is your big why? Why are you doing this? Why do you want to make money? Why do you want to quit your job? While you're typing that in, I want to make sure the YouTubes are streaming my videos. It might have stopped on my YouTube, which is fine. No, I'm in YouTube. Used it once in the Oh, it stopped. What goes on in here? These 4 inches? All right. Well, never mind. My YouTube stream stopped. But okay, let's read the chat here. I want to have monthly cash flow. I want to help my daughter and her kids. I love it. Solid path to get out of my job in 3 months. I want to be more generous. I want to be off the road. I want to be able to travel with my significant other, family security, have multiple streams of income, time freedom. I've done 3 deals. I want to do what I was called to do. Awesome. Elizabeth? Big why. No longer a slave to the lender. Love it. Be more generous. Charitable contributions. Monthly cash flow. Pay bills, save, create residual income. Family and financial security. Time freedom. I want to pay off all my debt. I need to change my life. I love real estate. I love making money. I want to have 2 deals done. I want to have systems in place to grow my business. I want to travel. I want to be done. That can be done from anywhere. I want a business that can be done from anywhere. I can start putting money into my retirement. Time freedom. Second income. Generational wealth. Oh, there's just hundreds and hundreds here. I can't keep up with all of this. Live free and pass down education to my family. I need to create systems for my real estate business. Tired of living hand to mouth. To be able to pay off my bills. Yeah, I love it. Isn't that right? So here's the big deal why I'm asking this question, okay? When your why is strong enough, your how will find a way. You need to write it down. What is your why? And sometimes you need to put it on your computer, on a Post-it note on your fridge. Like, why are you doing this? For me, my big why was my family, to take care of my family. I didn't really start taking massive action and doing deals until my back was against a wall. I was losing my house to foreclosure. I was losing a bunch of investment properties that I had, short sales and stuff like that. And I didn't want to go back to my job. So when I finally got my head on straight and I stopped being a professional student and started building and not just worrying about doing deals, but building a business that does deals, that my why became big enough and I started doing deals. I started doing deals consistently. So when your why is strong enough, your how will find a way. Does that make sense? All right. So as we go through this, I want to know what you guys think. What are some of your big takeaways? Again, when I give you aha moments, type them in the chat, okay? Now, let me ask you another couple questions here. You haven't given up on yourselves yet, right? No? Write it in the chat. Have you given up on yourselves yet? Obviously, you haven't. I want to make sure. Let me shut this off here. Okay, good. Shut that thing off. Now I can see better here, the chat and the comments. No, you've not given up on yourselves. Right. Absolutely not. Okay, good. Let me ask you another question. You don't think that your way is the only way, do you? Right? Could it be possible that there's an easier, more effective, better way to do deals? Could it be possible that we can maybe help you do deals better than the way you're doing deals now? Is that possible? Type in the chat. Thank you, Bob and Jet, Edward, Steve, Harry. I wish you guys could see this chat. It's massive. Good. I want you to know, guys, everything I'm teaching you today are things that I'm doing today. I'm going to show you some later some deals that we've done, but everything that I'm teaching, it's not like, here's the deal. I do what I teach and I teach what I do. So I'm going to just tell you what's working for us. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Do you know why we're so successful? Me and my clients, I'm master students. I'm coachable. I hire coaches. And I do what the coaches tell me to do. I invest in myself, my business, my education, and then I implement what I learn. We take action. So is that going to be you? Yes or no? Are you going to be a master student today? Are you going to be coachable? Are you going to hire a coach? Maybe it's me, maybe it's somebody else. Are you going to do what the coach tells you to do? Are you going to invest in yourselves? Are you going to implement what you learned today? Are you going to take action? Is that going to be you? Yes or no? Type that in the chat. I want you to make your commitment today. I want you to make your why big enough because the how will figure itself out. Type it in the chat. Very good. I am going to take action. Bob, yes, I am coachable. Okay, cool. How many of you are open-minded? You know, over the next few hours, your inclination is going to be negative. Your brain's going to say, no, you can't do this. And when your brain says that, or when your brain starts to doubt that you can't do this, I want you to snap your fingers and say, yes, I can do that. Stop what you're doing. Tell yourself, yes, I can do that or this, whatever it is, right? Because your thoughts become things, guys. I want you to learn to say yes. That's why I keep on harping on this, and I want you to type in yes in the chat. Learn to tell your brain to get out of that stinking thinking and to believe that you can actually do this. So it's, again, say yes in the chat, in the comments, wherever you're watching this right now. Type in the chat that I can do this. I'm going to do this. Very good. Listen, my number one job is this. I know it's a big mind map. Maybe I need to zoom out a little bit here. My number one job is to get you to believe that this stuff actually works, number one, and that it will actually work for you. That's my main job here. And like I said, it's 80% mindset, 20, 90, 80% mindset, 10 to 20% tactical. So I'm going to teach you everything you absolutely need to know in this workshop, but I'm mainly going to teach you how to think. I want you to learn how to think, because this trips people up. You can know all of the right steps and you can know all the things you have to do, but then you're going to get stuck in this vicious cycle of what if? What if this happens? What if that happens? And you're going to have to start crossing all of your T's and dotting all your I's. And you're going to have all these questions. What if this happens? And you're going to start worrying about steps 7 and 8. And you're never even going to get to steps 1 and 2. I want you to stop asking what if, and I want you to start saying what next. I want you to stop being a yeah butter and start saying, yes, I can do this. I'm going to talk about this in a second. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. You need to decide today, are you going to be a broke Joe or a rich Joe? Will this business work for you? Because it's going to get hard. You're going to face challenges. You're going to have to invest money into systems and tools and marketing. You're going to have to invest time. You're going to have to face rejection. You're going to make offers to sellers, and they're going to say no. They're going to get mad at you. And you're going to make 30 offers and not do a deal, and you're going to get discouraged. I'm just telling you the truth. But if you believe that this business works and that it will work for you, and if your why is big enough, your how will find a way. You'll be able to push through. The tactical stuff is easy. That's what my course is for. That's what my coaching is for. That's what my mentoring is for. Like, the how is easy, but it's the mindset that trips people up. I'm going to show you testimonials. I could show you thousands of testimonials of students that I have that are doing deals today, but they've all struggled sometimes. Sometimes they don't. They're just like, let's go, let's do this, right? I want you to be a ready, fire, aim person. You ready? You learn what you're doing here. You're here right now. Ready, fire, fire, fire. And then adjust, aim, fire, fire, fire. Like, so many people get stuck in professional student mode and they're ready, 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 ready. Aim, 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 aim. And they never get to fire, or they just fire once and they quit and give up when it gets discouraging and it gets hard. Do you get what I'm saying? Type I get it in the chat. Do you believe that you can do this? There's no reason why you can't. Stop being a yeah butter, right? Yeah, but I'm not worthy enough. I'm not good enough. Yeah, but I'm poor. Yeah, but I'm broke. Yeah, but I'm not college educated. Yeah, but I'm disabled. Yeah, but I'm a man. Yeah, but I'm a woman. Yeah, but I have a full-time job. Yeah, but blah, blah, blah. Get that out of your head. When your why is big enough, your how will find a way. So I'm going to be teaching you how to think on this webinar, which is way more valuable. You get it? All right. Can I just ask you to trust me for the next few hours on this webinar, right? You don't know me. You don't know my team. But you're soon going to find out we're one of the good guys. We're the real deal. I do deals. I'm going to shoot straight. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to lie and tell you it's easy and anybody can make money in this business. You know what the truth is? Most people don't. Most people fail in this business and don't make any money. So I'm never, ever going to make guarantees or promises that you'll do anything or that you'll make money. Who knows? If you're like most people, you probably won't. Most people fail, quit, give up. They don't implement because they don't believe that it actually works. Or they do believe, but then they quit and they give up. I don't want that to be you. Does that make sense? Are you guys with me? Are we on the same page? Type in the chat right now. I want to know that we're on the same page. Remember, again, the more you engage, the more you're going to learn. That's why I'm harping on this. Type in the chat that you're with me. Same page? All right, the chat's lighting up. I love it. And Lauravel here, my assistant, is helping me. She's managing the chat. I know you guys can't see everybody here. She sees it. It's lighting up. I've got probably thousands of texts by now, messages in here. So this is awesome. I love it. If you've got questions, type them in. Lauravel will put them in there. And Lauravel, will you put the mind map in there again one more time, the link to the mind map? Okay, now I want to talk about the 3 M's to success. All right, you see my mind map? We're back here again. The 3 M's to success: marketing, momentum, and mentors. Now, we're going to be talking about marketing in this webinar today. But let me tell you about momentum here, because momentum, like you all know, we're not in the real estate investing business. right? What business are we in? We're in the marketing business. But marketing is just not a one and done thing. You need to continually do it. And I want to challenge you right now to be committed to the consistency of marketing. I'm going to teach you how to do marketing that works. But you can't just do it once and then be done with it. You need to be committed today to do the marketing every single day because you need to build the momentum, right? When you're pulling this train, it's really heavy and hard at first to pull the train. But when you start pulling it, it becomes easier. The momentum starts to build. When you're first getting started in this business and you're making offers, you're doing the marketing, you're talking to sellers, you're doing all the right stuff, it can get hard. It can be challenging. It's easy to get discouraged. But when you understand this principle of momentum, it becomes easier because the deals that you start doing aren't going to be the deals from the new leads that are just coming in. The deals that you start doing are from the leads that you've made offers on 2-3 months ago that you've been following up with every 30 days. Maybe you've made 3 offers to them and you've called them 6 times and it's been 6 months or whatever. That's where the success starts coming in. Because I'm telling you again, it can be really tempting to get discouraged. You're 1 month in it. You don't have a deal yet. You've spent a bunch of money on marketing and whatever, but you've got to be patient and let that momentum build, which now you start doing deals. You should never be stopping your marketing because you don't want to slow down your momentum. It takes a little while to build momentum, but you can stop your momentum really, really quickly. And, I've also heard it's like when you're pulling a train, if the train is stopped and you put a 2x4 on the tracks, you fire up that engine, the wheels would just spin. It will not move. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think it is, right? But if you put that 2x4 on the track and the train is speeding along at 35, 55 miles an hour, it's going to obliterate that 2x4, right? And blow right through it. So once you start doing your marketing and consistently it's going out, and I'm going to be showing you the tools that gets the marketing done for you in spite of you, you become like this giant snowball that's rolling down the hill and just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it becomes easier and easier to do deals. Does that make sense? So the other part of this is having a mentor that can help you do that. It's important to find a good mentor. Again, like I said, I was a professional student for 3 years until I finally got a mentor, started doing what they told me to do. I got a coach. I was determined that I was going to do what they said to do. I wasn't going to change anything. I decided to just follow a simple system and implement it. It's about massive and perfect action. And write this down. This is a writer downer here. Okay, you ready? I'm going to zoom in so you can see this really good. Your speed to income is directly proportional to your speed of implementation. Write that down, please, in the chat, in the comments. Write this down. Your speed to income is directly proportional to your speed of implementation. This was done from a college, university study. They looked at large sales organizations, and they looked at everybody that was doing that was in the sales departments that were making over $300,000 a year and under $30,000 a year. And they asked them, what is it that makes the $300,000 earners do as much as they are, and why aren't the people doing under $30,000 doing more? And they found it was one thing. It was not their looks. It was not male or female. It wasn't smarts, brains. It wasn't whether they went to college or not. It was one thing. They were massive implementers. When a lead came in, they were quick to follow that lead. They were quick to send the marketing out. They were quick to implement new things that they learned. They were massive implementers. They decided in advance to take decisive, massive implementation when they learned something new. When they talked to a client, potential client, whatever, they were quick to send that client an offer, proposal, and follow up, right? They were massive implementers. They didn't sit on their butt picking their nose. Okay? I would say this another way. Your speed to income is directly proportional to the number of offers that you make. So do you believe right now you're going to make offers? And if I told you you had to make 100 offers to do a deal, are you going to decide today you're going to make 100 offers? Is that you? Or are you just sitting here to be entertained? Because you're in the wrong place. If you just want to be entertained, or are you here to make money? Are you here to learn how to do a deal? Or are you here to learn how to build a business that does deals? I'm going to talk about simple system scale here in a minute. But it's basically, I'm going to show you in this thing how to keep it really, really simple. Because when it's simple, you can do it. And when you build a system, you will do it. And then when you scale and you step out of the way, you can live the lifestyle and the freedom that you've always wanted to live. Okay? So I want you to decide today that your why is big enough and you're going to implement what you learn. Because again, your speed to income in this business is directly proportional to your speed of implementation. And it's also directly proportional to the number of offers that you make. The most important KPI, the key performance indicator in this business, is offers. How many offers have you made? Every successful client that I have makes a lot of offers. The chat's lighting up. I love it. And Eric is asking right now, is there a way you can do this with no money and hard work? 100%. Yeah, there is. It just depends on how bad you want it. One of my favorite stories was a guy, his name was Mike. I forget his last name. This is probably 12 years ago. I created a little program called Quick Turn Leasing. It was about flipping leases. And it's a tough strategy. I don't know if I recommend it anymore. But this guy was homeless. Michael. Oh, it'll come to me later. He was homeless, living out of a car. He heard me on a podcast. And then he actually started going to the library because they had computers there. And he started using the payphones because he didn't have a cell phone. He would use the payphones and would make calls. And within about 2 or 3 months, he was making enough money to get out of his car and move into an apartment and buy furniture. Now, he had to buy lawn furniture at first, right? But all he did was decide to take massive, imperfect action. He didn't let any excuses get in his way. He was homeless, living in a car. Soon, within a few months, he was making a few $1,000, had an apartment, and eventually started buying his own car, and eventually started doing a big enough business that he started bringing on people to help him and started creating jobs and opportunities for other people. So anyway, he was a massive implementer. He didn't let excuses get in his head and say, nah, you can't do this. All right. One more time, guys. Let me share my mind map here. One more time. Boom. Are you going to be present? Are you going to commit right now to be present? Are you going to commit to believing? And are you going to commit to implementing what you learned today? Type in, I'm all in. Do it right now. I'm going to take a swig of water. Type, I'm all in. I love it. Gregory Hodges. What are you doing, Greg? It's been a long time. I first met Gregory in Spain. Such a cool story. I wish I could bring you on, Greg, but the chat's lighting up. I'm all in. I'm all in. This guy, Greg, I met him in Spain, and this relates to what I'm going to be telling you now today, right? He's a good old Southern boy, right? He's got a Southern accent. I've tried to implement it or tried to imitate it before, and I can't. But he was in Spain, and I was like, because I was teaching a workshop in Spain to people from England on how to do real estate deals in England with another friend of mine. And Gregory shows up, and he's like, he's wearing cowboy boots and jeans, and he wasn't wearing a cowboy hat, but you could tell he was from the South, United States South, right? And people were like talking to him. He's like, yeah, I do a bunch of deals. And they were like, wow, how do you do it? And everybody was talking around. And so I went up to him and I said, hey, Greg, how are you doing? I don't know if we've ever met. And he said, yeah, I'm Greg. Been watching your stuff, doing it for, your stuff's awesome. I said, well, what are you doing? He says, well, I'm not a big deal. I'm just, doing 5 or 10 deals a month or something like that. Why haven't we ever met? And he said, well, it's really simple. I just do what you say to do, Joe. I mean, it's like not that hard. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And they're like taking notes from Gregory, listening to every word that he's going on for like a half hour or an hour. And everybody's like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, this is awesome. I'm all excited. But I've been saying the same things to all these people, like everybody in this workshop, right? And on all of my podcasts. But when they hear it from somebody that's actually doing it, do you remember that, Gregory? I can't see his comments here, but that was a long time ago. He's like, that's so simple. I just do what Joe says to do. I interviewed Greg about 2 or 3 times on my podcast. He just decided I'm all in. He just trusted the system and jumped in and said, all right, if Joe says I can do it, I can do it. Okay. Cool. Let me get back here into the mind map. Who is this webinar for? Anyone who wants to know the best way to start making real, consistent, passive cash flow using real estate. But it's not real estate like you know it, all right? You don't need to be a realtor. We're not talking about fixing properties or rehabbing anything. You don't need to do anything to these vacant lots. You're never even going to go see them. We're not going to subdivide them. We're not doing entitlements. We're not surveying the property. We're not doing perk tests. We're not clearing out the vacant land. We're not subdividing it. We're not bringing utilities to it. We're not doing anything to this land. You aren't being a landlord. You're not going to be worrying about all the hassles that come with that. You can find these properties anywhere in the United States, and you can do this from anywhere in the world. You can do it from your backyard in California, a townhome in New York. You can do it from a 300-year-old chateau in southern France or a cafe in Prague. Ask me how I know, because I have. I've done that myself. I have clients all over the country, all over the world that are doing deals. These properties that we're buying, we're not even buying them. We're flipping them. They're very cheap. You can buy them on a credit card if you want. You can sell them on Facebook. And unlike other real estate I know, you only have to buy these things if and when you find a buyer. So we're not locking these things up. Land is actually, if you never thought of this, it's actually an asset that you can own for very cheap. It produces safe, consistent, passive cash flow. So you can hold this land for long-term profits. I call them streams of cash, or you can quick flip them for piles of cash. Streams of cash or piles of cash. That's what you can do with land, okay? And you can get cash flow without Airbnbs, dealing with tenants, fixing and flipping, which is really just adult daycare, buy and hold, the BRRRR strategy. You know what? I don't even know what BRRRR stands for, but it's getting mortgages, dealing with banks, worrying about credit card, your credit score, high interest rates, etc. You don't have to use any of your own money. I'm going to show you how to get money, other people's money for your deals, either mine or other clients and friends of mine in our community or land funding companies, etc. You don't have to do any cold calling, texting, knocking on doors. You don't have to use realtors to find your deals, and you don't have as much competition on these land deals, okay? So who is this webinar not for? It's not for people who are looking to get rich quick. If that's you, you're looking for an easy button that you can push while you're sitting in your parents' basement playing video games. Sorry, not for you. It's not for people who don't want to work hard. And it's not for people who like to blame other people for their excuses. That's what I've been trying to harp into your mind, right? No negative Nellies here. No yeah butters, okay? All right, we're all on the same page. I know you guys are. And I know you're all in because you typed it in here, right? All right, so my big goal here, like I've been telling you, is to get you out of frustration, confusion, overwhelm, being intimidated, not sure where to start, being a professional student, spending more money on your education than you're actually making. Who is that? Oh man, that was me for a long time. I want to get you from being scammed out of your hard-earned money, frustrated that there's not enough time in the day, worried that it can't work because you might not have enough money for your marketing or your tools, or having a spouse that's mad at you for not following through with courses that you've bought in the past. Is that you? I want to take you to confidence, momentum, having your questions answered, understanding what's going on, being a professional deal maker, going from knowing how to do a deal to building a business that does deals. Finally, taking action, doing something. One exciting step closer to doing your first deal, or maybe doing multiple deals a month, to having a spouse proud of you, right? For finally making money in real estate. Now you can have something that you can teach your kids and other people in your community, all right? Are you going to be a broke Joe or a rich Joe? You have to make the decision right now. I want you to leave this workshop in one day with a land business in place, a plan for success. In other words, just do these things over and over again, and you will do deals. Now, I talked about this in a minute, and I want to be dealing deep with this. And once we dive into the steps and we pick a market, the simple system scale, write this down. Simple system scale. All right. Yes, Deanna is going to be a rich Deanna, not a rich Joe. She's going to be a rich Deanna. I'm glad some of these chat comments, by the way, are private, because some of you are being really raw and honest. I love it. Simple system scale. All right. If it's not simple, we're not doing it. If we can't build a system around it, we're not doing it. And we're definitely not going to scale a complicated, messed up thing, right? We're only going to scale when it's simple and we can build a system around it. Now, when it's simple, you can do it. And I'm going to be showing you this simple stuff. And then when you have a simple thing, you build a little simple system around it, you will do it, right? Because now you can get it done for you in spite of you. And then if you get out of the way and let someone else scale that simple system for you, You can enjoy the lifestyle and the freedom that you've always wanted. Does that make sense? So let's build it simple systems. And we only need one tool. I'm going to share that tool with you here. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to work with me closely at the end. I'm going to give you the opportunity at the end, if you stick around, to spend a day with me in my home office in St. Louis. Maybe we'll go play golf. Maybe we'll go watch a Cardinals game. You and 2 or 3 other folks. And we're going to build this entire business out for you all in one day. And I'm also going to give you some accountability. I'm going to hold your hand and help you do your first deal or start doing multiple deals a month. I'm going to build you a business in a box. We're just going to replicate my systems. This is the fastest and easiest way to success. It's to get a mentor and to partner with you on deals. It's finally time to stop learning and start doing. And I'm going to give you the opportunity at the end to do that. So this isn't going to be a sales pitch, but I'm going to be giving you the opportunity, because a lot of you are going to want, when you see this stuff I'm going to show you, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And you're also thinking right now, Joe, would you just hurry up and get to it? Because this going to take a really long time to do all the steps? No, it's actually not. And, but I want to, this is really important. I start going through this because we need to understand why vacant land is so much better than, in my opinion, any other real estate fast cash strategy right now. It's better than wholesaling houses. It's better than commercial real estate. It's better than midterm, short-term rentals. It's better than rehabbing. Oh my gosh, it's a million times better than rehabbing. Just because, for a lot of reasons, but the main one is there's so much less competition. It's an easier point of entry. And I know this because I've trained my boys, my teenage boys, when they were 14 and 15 years old. We did over $150,000 over a couple years with my teenagers in vacant land deals. And that's why I created this system, because it was too hard and too complicated to do houses, too much competition, competing against all these big investors and hedge funds and all of that. This is much simpler, where you don't have to talk to sellers if you don't want. Okay, so we'll be diving into that. Now, why land? Again, I wanted something that I could do with my kids. We did some deals here. These are some of the deals that we did. Let me just open this up here and here real quick. We did, this is Wilkes County, North Carolina, rural recreational vacant land. We didn't do anything to this. We made 20 grand on that one. Another in that same county, we did 11,000. These are bigger lots. We're recreational lots. They're not HOAs. This was a smaller lot, but in Kern County, we made an $8,000 wholesale profit. In Klamath County, Oregon, we did $7,500 profit, two acres on that one. By the way, about a month ago, I did a 2-day workshop in St. Louis at Top Golf with about 40 people, and I had 2 guys doing it with me, Brent Bowers and Ray Zhang. Ray was a homeless guy, was homeless, a different homeless guy, but started wholesaling deals and was making a ton of money now. Was killing it. From China, an immigrant from China, was homeless. Didn't even speak English when he got here. But anyway, we were talking about some of my favorite markets, and Oregon is one of them, and Missouri is another one. Not 2 states that a lot of people are doing land in. And Ray, when I was talking about this, I saw him get his pen and paper and write out Oregon, Michigan on his paper, and he told me, he says, "Thanks for telling me that, Joe, because I'm gonna send a bunch of marketing." I was, all right, great, that's awesome. He just messaged me yesterday. He texted me yesterday and said he's got 10 deals under contract right now that he's flipping, and it's been a month. He's got 10 deals under contract. Now, Ray, when he negotiates these land deals, he gets them at like 10, 20 cents on the dollar. The guy's a ninja. He's a Chinese ninja. And so it's awesome to see that. But like Klamath County, Oregon was one of my favorite deals. And these were deals that we did with my kids. All right. So yeah, our results aren't typical. I'm not promising or guarantee that this will happen to you. I got students and friends that are crushing it doing land. I've interviewed a bunch of people. I'm not going to go through this right now. There's a lot less competition. People don't know about land yet. My direct mail response rates are 3 to 5 times higher than houses. Houses, you're normally getting half of 1%. With land, we're getting 2 to 4%. Sometimes 1%. Just depends on how competitive you are. We are in some of our marketing, and I'll show you later, we're getting 8 to 9% response rates. You can do this from anywhere in the United States. There's over 3,000 counties. There's tons of land out there. The other reason I did this is because I was too busy. I don't like talking to sellers. I didn't want to have to answer the phones live or pay for live answering services. I didn't want to have to negotiate huge discounts with sellers over the phone. I wanted to build a business that does deals. I wanted to build automation. So what we do is we send direct mail, sends every seller to a voicemail. We listen to the voicemails a couple times a week. We send them an offer at 20, well, but maybe 35 cents on the dollar, sometimes 40, 35 to 40 cents on the dollar. We don't talk to them until after they accept our offer, and we're getting about 1 out of every 25 to 30 offers accepted. Now, there's different ways to do this too. You can call sellers back after they call. You can talk to them. When we do talk to sellers first, we get about 1 out of every 10 to 15 offers accepted. So I wanted a business that would give me piles of cash and streams of cash without dealing with tenants' headaches, worrying about Dodd-Frank, worrying about making mortgage payments. I wanted a business that didn't take a lot of money to start. I'm flying through this fast. Low overhead, something that was simple. You could do part-time, could be run from home or anywhere in the world. Didn't have to take on any debt. You wouldn't have to do anything to the property. And I wanted a business that would help people become financially free. And so I just wanted to share this with you. You can see these links in the mind map as well, but I'm not making any of this up. I've got 924 average of 5.0 star reviews on So Tell Us. It's kind of like Trustpilot or Google reviews, literally pages and pages of testimonials from folks that have gone through my systems and my programs, used it to change their lives. There's Jonathan, my man. I know a lot of these people. Just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials, right? And then I also do, with my course, I do what are called business completion challenges, where if you complete my program, I refund your money. And I've refunded over $600,000. My internet connection's slow here. I've refunded over why don't there's 2 pictures loading up? Anyway. So I've refunded over $600,000 in business completion challenge refunds. All right, well, you just go to my website, joemccall.com, and you'll see all of these pictures. My goal is to refund over $1 million in business completion challenge refunds. And these are just people that have completed my program. Some of them did deals, some of them didn't. Why would I do this? Because I like to invest in massive action takers. And I know if they're happy, they're going to refer other people to me. A lot of them will bring me deals. I'll partner with them on deals. And it's a great way to invest in my clients and their success. Yeah, I've refunded over almost $700,000 in business completion challenge refunds. So I've done a lot. Also, just in the last week, I want to show you some testimonials of students in my Facebook group that are doing deals here. This was Tyler. This was 16 hours ago. Let me zoom in a little bit because it's really small. All right. Let me zoom out because that's too big. Today was a big day for Hunter Moss and I. We closed our first deal. It was a 1.16 acre lot in Florida. We bought for $5K and sold for $20K. To anyone without a deal yet, it works. Just stick with it and it'll be consistent. Pick up the phone. They both have 9-to-5 jobs. They're 20 years old. But if anyone has questions, feel free to DM me. Thank you, Joe McCall. Cool? I love it. This is Anthony Bruce. For those of you doubting this business, don't give up. I started this business last fall. Today I closed on the sales side of my very first contract that I locked up. Laurelville's telling me I'm breaking up. Can you guys hear me? Type in the chat. Type in the chat. You guys can hear me and see me? All right. Well, my apologies. I was breaking up. Dang it. All right. So I am recording this. Oh, it's so frustrating. I am recording this. So we'll make sure you guys have the recording. Dang it. I'm hardwired in too. I'm not even using the Wi-Fi. Okay. It's working now, you guys are telling me. Sorry about that. Okay, so Eric, though, Anthony says here, it's too small. I can't read it. There we go. All right, so we'll finally, sorry guys, here it is. We finally closed on the deal today, $100,000 profit. If you scroll down, somebody asked him, tell us a little bit more about it. And where does that go? He bought it for $180,000 using his own money. It's a 44-acre lot. You sold it for $300,000 cash. After commissions and closing costs, the net was just about $100,000. Love it. This is Brian. This was a day ago. I regularly read comments from investors saying there are no good deals out there. Not true. Wednesday, I closed escrow selling a 4-acre parcel in Texarkana, Texas. The owner just wanted out of this thing and sold it to me in January for $4,000. I got it under contract after 4 months for $48,000. After paying back taxes, finder's fee, sales commissions, closing cost survey, I turned my $4,000 in investment into a $37,000 net profit in about 6 months of time. Not my largest deal yet, but so far, but I'm happy with this one. I love it. That was a video of me. And then there's one more I want to show you here. This was June 17th, so 12 days ago. I finally did it last Wednesday. I was able to close on my first note. I sold a piece of paper for $2,570. I love it, right? Also, just in the last couple months, I don't have the HUD statements. I mean, I can pull them up, but this is from my local wholesaler that I partner with. He sent this to me 3 days ago. By the way, we just got our Nixa lot under contract for $48,000. We bought it last Friday for $38,000. Not a home run, but a good base hit. So we're going to make $10,000 on that deal. I have a sold cash closing in a week for $55,000. We bought it for $30,000. We made $25,000 profit on that one. And there was another deal. We bought it for $25,000. We're putting it under contract today for $47,000. So we made about $22,000 on that one. So just in the last couple months with me and Jeremy, we've made about $55,000 in profits on deals. All right. Am I guaranteeing that this will happen to you? No. But this business has allowed me to travel around the world with my family. This was us in the Czech Republic for a couple months, my wife and our 4 kids. We also took an RV trip in this thing for 3 months, went through all of these different parts of the country. Anyway, let's go into this. Let me show you an example of the numbers of for these kinds of land deals. I want you to understand that this is a big fancy spreadsheet. I'm just going to kind of do a high level summary. I want you to understand how the numbers work. I apologize if I'm freezing up here, but yeah. Anyway, all right. So let's say you're looking at a 2-acre property that is worth $35,000. Okay, we're going to buy it at about 40% of that. Typically, is what we do. And when we sell it with owner financing, we're going to bump the price up about 10%. And when we sell it for cash, we discount it a little bit. Let's just be conservative. So if it's worth $35,000 today, we're going to sell it for $29,000. So when we price our properties, we sell them aggressively when we're selling it for cash. So if we have an average, let's just say $3,000 in closing costs and pictures and carrying costs and whatever. Let's say we have about an average of $3,000. And then realtor commissions. So this should be $2,000. And then we pay a realtor. We don't do any of that work. We have realtors that do it for us. Our profit on a wholesale deal is about $10,000. All right. I know this is really big. I'm trying to zoom in. So if we were to wholesale this deal, which we do at about 75-80% of our deals, we sell it, we'll make a $10,000 profit. That's after closing costs, purchasing costs, realtor commissions. We pay generous commissions, paying a private investor, using title companies and all of that. All right. We make $10,000. Not bad. Very good. But what if you were to sell this deal on owner financing? This is where the numbers get awesome. So let's say you're going to buy it for cash. You're going to put $19,000 into the deal. Now you're going to say, Joe, I don't have $19,000 to put in the deal. That's fine. Because I've got people that will lend you that money on the deal all day long. All right. So let's say you turn around and sell it with owner financing. You buy it. Let's say you buy it with cash. Let's say you put this into an IRA. You have $19,000. You partner with somebody on it or whatever. And you sell it on owner financing. You charge 10% 5 years. You get 5% down. Check this out. This is amazing. So you're going to have out of pocket about, so you're into the deal $19,500, but you get a $2,000 down payment. So your cash out of pocket is about $17,000. That's how much you would need from a private lender or a business land partner like me or a funding company. But check this out. Your monthly payments on that deal, $777. Okay. Your first year cash on cash return conservatively is 58%. Let me tell you something. You're lucky if you get 10 or 12% with a house. You're talking about 50, 70, 80, sometimes 100% with vacant land. Your total ROI on this deal is 149%. It's going to take you 1.7 years to get all of your money back. When you compare this to houses, it's not even comparable. This is so much better. Where else can you listen to me, guys. Look at these numbers. Where else can you put 17 grand into a deal and cash flow $777 a month? You can't. You can't do it. That's just one deal. Just one deal. And do you have to deal with tenants, headaches, management headaches, landlords, like issues, tenants, toilets, trash, termites, all the terrible T's? You know what I'm saying? And some of you are wondering right now, I see in the chat, how do you find these lots? Can you really buy them at that cheap of a discount? Yes, you can. You certainly can. But can you get anything, like, is there any other real estate investment vehicle that can get you $777 a month in cash flow without any of those tenant management headaches for only $17,000 cash into the deal? So let's say you had an annual passive income goal. Let's say you wanted to make $100,000 a year. How many of those deals would you need? Well, that's $8,300 a month. You would need 10.7 of those deals. If you just did one deal a month in less than a year, guys, you could be making $100,000 a year in passive income. Now, 10 deals times these deals, you needed $17,575 out of pocket. You only need $188,000. Now, some of you are like, oh my gosh, Joe, I don't have $188,000. What are you smoking? That's when you wholesale deals. You just wholesale deals. But you might already have a couple $100,000 sitting in an IRA or a self-directed retirement account or something like that, or in any 401k, IRA or whatever. You can convert that to a self-directed IRA and invest in real estate like land. And within 1 year, you could be making $100,000 in passive income doing one of these deals a month. And you'd only need $189,000. Now, if you don't have that money, guys, I'm telling you, when you find good deals, the money comes easy. That's easy to find. Make sense? Any questions on that as I'm putting that here in the chat? Who pays that $777 a month for land? The buyers do. And this is so cool about vacant land. There are tons and tons of buyers out there that are looking for land right now that don't have the money to buy it all in cash. And the banks will not lend on these little deals that we're doing. But we will. We offer generous terms, 5-10 years, usually about 10%, very little down. And that's why we get such great cash flow on these deals. Now, everybody's in a different place. You might not want the streams of cash. You need the piles of cash right now. Well, that's fine. We're going to be talking about that. Everybody's in a different place. Okay. I just wanted to show you the power of that. Now, you can also buy deals on seller financing. Now, I'm kind of hesitant to share this because sometimes this gets the wheels spinning in a good way. But I want to show you, like, you can borrow money on deals from many different places. From me, from private investors, from my business partners, from land funding companies, and even from sellers. What if you could give the sellers the price they wanted if they would finance the deal for you? What if you gave the seller a cash offer at maybe 35, 40 cents on the dollar, and then you gave them an owner financing offer at twice that price or something like that? So let's look here. Let's just say the median, the average price per acre for active properties is $11,000 in this area. And let's say the solds are $9,400. Let's say you have a 2-acre property and you want to make at least $10,000 on the deal. You pay a realtor 10% commissions. You have $2,000 in closing costs. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to show you an example now here of buying a property for cash. All right, how much money you could make, and then quickly wholesaling it, or buying a property with the seller financing the deal for you. So if we're going to make a cash offer based on, don't worry too much about the details here because I teach you how to do this later. Don't worry about how these formulas work. And by the way, you can get this. It's in the mind map We put the mind map in the Zoom chat, okay? Yeah, and Dawn, you're absolutely right. When the deals are good, the money is available, 100%. And I'm going to show you how to find good deals. This is easy. All right, so we discount active listing comps. So if we look at actives, this property's worth maybe $9,800 an acre. Based on sold comps, it's worth maybe $9,400 an acre. So we choose the minimum one. Our property is 2 acres. So this property is worth maybe $18,000. Let's do a little bigger property, shall we? Let's do 4 acres. Okay. So this property is worth about $37,000. That's just based on finding, and I'll show you this later, how to find the average price per acre on active listings and pendings and the average price per acre on sold listings. That's how we do our comps on vacant land. And so if we're going to sell it, we're going to discount it 15%. So we're going to sell it for $32,000. Okay. And so if we want to make a $10,000 wholesale fee, we want to pay a realtor 10%. We got closing costs of $2,000. We're going to offer the seller $16,988. That's about 45% of what the property is worth, right? We never want to offer more than 50%. So we're going to offer the seller cash offer of $17,000. Now, if we're using private money, we're going to pay about 10% interest. So, we're going to pay a private investor about $2,000 to borrow that $17,000. Oh, that's a lot of money, Joe. That's going to eat into my profits. No, it's not, because we take that out of their offer. Now, if we're going to use private money, instead of offering $17,000, we're going to offer $15,000. Make sense? Which is about 40%. This is how we do our deals. We're usually, when we make offers, we're at 40% kind of range. So we're going to make an offer of $15,000. Keep that number in your head. We're going to make an offer to the seller for about $15,000. Now, what if we buy it on owner financing? What if instead we said to the seller, all right, I'll pay you $15,000 cash, or if you're willing to carry back the financing, I'll pay you $23,000. Make some more, right? You could even do this where you double. I'll pay you $15,000 or $30,000. Now, the property is worth about $37,000. So I don't want to offer 30. Let's do 1.5. I'm going to offer $23,000. Now, I'm not going to offer the seller any down payment, and I'm going to ask them to finance me for 5 years at 3%. Let's do 4% interest. Well, we could do 5% interest. Really, look, the difference between 5% and 3% is it goes from 426 to 406. So go ahead and give them 6%. We're only talking about $30 a month. Give them 6%. So you're going to pay back to the seller $26,000. Now, we're going to sell it at a 10% premium to our end buyer. All right. So the property is worth, right up here, it's worth about $38,000. We're going to sell it on owner financing to an end buyer for $42,000. We're going to get 5% down payment. We're going to sell it to them for 5 years, and we're going to charge 10.9% interest. So do you see where the arbitrage is happening here? We're paying the seller $437 a month, but we're collecting $858 a month. So what's our cash flow? $422. Our total profit in the deal, $25,000. Not using any of our own money, using the seller's money and giving the seller. What if we offered them, check this out. What if you said, all right, I'll give you $15,000 cash or $30,000 if you owner finance me. 0 down, 5 years, 3% interest. See, the great thing when you're making just a cash offer to a seller, you only have one thing you can negotiate with them, and that's price, right? But when you can offer them seller financing, you can negotiate 5 things. You can negotiate what? Down payment, when the payments start, interest rate, the term of the loan, if there's a balloon or not. You can even negotiate, hey, if when I sell it on owner financing, if I don't get a payment, I'm not going to make you a payment. I'll pay you eventually, but I have the right to skip a payment if I don't get a payment from my buyer that's in the property. You could even do that. You could even negotiate, hey, you know what? I can cancel this agreement at any time with a 90-day advance notice. You could do that. So there's a lot of different things you can negotiate with a seller. But let's say you give them a cash offer for $15,000 and an owner financing offer for $30,000. Will you still make money on this deal? Not as much, but look at this. You'll be paying the seller $542 a month, and you'll be collecting $858 a month. you're going to be getting monthly cash flow of $300 a month. Your total profit in this deal, giving the seller almost what the property's worth. You'll be making $19,000 in total profit on this deal. Now, if you wanted to make $10,000 a month in passive income, how many of these deals? Well, let's make it simpler. What's your mortgage payment? Write down what your mortgage payment is in the chat, or your rent. Write down your mortgage payment or your rent in the chat. And while we're doing that, I'm going to write in here, average mortgage payment in the USA. Because if it's on the internet, it must be true, right? And if it's on Chat GPT or AI, it's doubly true. All right, so we've got here 2,500, 1,400, 2,700, 2,400, 3,000, 950, 1,900, 2,200, 1,200, 675. All right, 1,000. I know who that is. You live in an RV, which is awesome. You're going around the country. Okay, cool. 2,500. Well, according to the Googles, the average is about 222. According to the National Association of Realtors, it's 2,317. In California, it's 3,000. Hawaii, 3,700. All right, let's say your mortgage payment is $2,300. How many of these deals would you need to do to cover your mortgage payment? Equals that divided by that. You would need 7 of those deals. 7. And if you did one a month, how long would it take you to cover your mortgage? In 7 months, just doing one of these deals a month, you'd be covering your mortgage payment. Let's say you wanted to make $10,000 a month, you'd need 31 deals. If you did one a month, it'd take you 31 months, 2.5 years. All right, without using any of your own money, by giving the sellers double, like the property is worth, remember here, the property's worth 38 grand. And we're going to offer them 30 grand. Nobody's offering them that. So, okay, there's a lot of different creative ways that you can buy and sell land. Don't get confused and bogged down into all the details of what I'm sharing with you there in that spreadsheet. I'm just showing you the possibilities. All right, you can give the seller a cash offer. You can give them an owner financing offer. Cool. All right, I geek out over this stuff. It's so cool. I enjoy doing it, and I hope you do as well. Let me close some of my thingies here to make sure we're all good and you see all this goodness here. We're going to take a break too in a little bit, so do not worry about that. All right, we're good, you guys. Do you believe that you can do this? Are you going to be a rich Joe or a broke Joe? Type in the chat right now. Now, Walter's asking a good question. Would you present to the owner financing offers and the cash buyers when you're doing blind offers? No, I don't recommend doing that. Yes, I'm going to be a rich Joe. Rich Donna, rich Fred. Are you going to be a rich Joe or a broke Joe? Or are you just going to be an average Joe? Or are you going to be an ordinary Joe? What are you going to be? Let's decide right now. Wealthy Eric, rich Chris. Oh, Bob, you're asking a good question. Do we have access to that spreadsheet you just developed? Yes, it's in the mind map. And Laravel will put the mind map in the Zoom chat. Actually, I'll just do it for you real quick. There it is. And if you're watching somewhere else, it's in the description or in the comments down below or whatever. Okay, now back to the mind map. So I'm seeing a lot of questions here. Let's get into them real quick. It will just take me a second. Why would someone ever sell their land for so cheap? It's simple. They just don't want it anymore. They want the cash. They want it out of it. They've not visited it in years. They're tired of making the payments. They're frustrated with the HOAs. It's the same reason why somebody sells a $2,500 treadmill for $250 at a garage sale. They're just done with it. They're sick of it, right? I had a seller one time that I bought a vacant lot from. I started talking to them, and I sent them a blind offer by text. We communicated by text. I talked to him for maybe 5 minutes. We made about $12,000 profit on this deal. And I made him an offer, and he said, "This is fine, but I can't wait 90 days. Can you close sooner?" And so I said, "Yeah, tell me why." He said, "Well, my daughter's getting married. I just want some extra money for cash for the wedding." I said, "Well, how long ago did you buy this thing?" And he told me, "I bought it, 10 years ago." And I said, I said, "Why are you selling it?" And he said, "Well, we just haven't been out there we haven't been there in years. We hardly ever use it. And I said, well, what'd you buy it for? And he said, well, we bought it for 10 grand. And I was offering him like $5,000 or something like that. And I felt really bad. I said, oh man, I'm sorry. Like, you should probably just list it with a realtor. They can get you, it was worth maybe 20 grand or something. And I'm offering him 5. He bought it for 10 and he could sell it for 20 if he sold it with a realtor, right? You see where I'm going with this? He said, well, you know what? I don't want to sell it with a realtor. I just want to sell it now. I need to sell it fast. My daughter's getting married. I need the cash. We don't care about it. We just don't want it anymore. This is why land is so much better. The sellers just don't care. They want out, right? And it's not like a house where they've poured hundreds of thousands of dollars into it, right? It's not like a property that they've lived in for 20 years, that they grew up in, or that it's just it's dirt. They don't care. That's why we can buy these things for so much less. We can buy them for such significant discounts. Now, who buys this land stuff, right? Like people, it's simple. People that go camping, they hunt, ride their four-wheelers, shoot their guns, hide their guns, build a cabin. They want to bug out land. They want something that's a safe investment that can't depreciate. They want to build their future house on it, right? Or it's just a place where they want to put their money. Bill Gates is the largest landowner in the United States. You know that he owns about $270,000 in properties in like 13 different states. Why is one of the richest men in the world buying land? Because it's an indestructible asset. Okay? Now, where am I going to get the money to buy these deals, Joe? I'll help you with that. You can use my own money, private investors' money. You can get business credit cards. A lot of my clients in the community lend money to each other on deals. If you have a good deal, the money will be there. It's fine. What if I make an offer on a bad deal? Can I back out? Yes. We don't do earnest money deposits. We don't even do proof of funds. Now, if you are a client of mine, you can use my proof of funds if you want. We have 3 months to close, which are due diligence. You can always go back to the seller and renegotiate. I've never lost money on a deal, okay? What if you work a full-time job? This is why you need to learn land investing. I've not found another real estate investing strategy out there that's more passive, more automated. You don't need to lose your nights and weekends, and you can get somebody else to do all of the work for you. Right? Or I'm going to help you pick the right counties. We have software that can pull the list, gives you comps. We send the letters. Our software collects the voicemail. We have VAs that can listen to voicemails. You can click a few buttons, send an offer. If the seller accepts your offer, give it to a local title company, a local realtor. We have trained VAs that can do your due diligence for you and help you create ads, or you can send the deals to me and we'll split the profits if you're a client. All right. So if you have a full-time job, this is why you need to learn land. What about competition? Competition, it's just not even existent, really, when you compare it to houses. There are 48 million vacant lots in the U.S., 3,100 counties. In the last 90 days when I did this, there were 2,800 lots sold to investors between 1 to 20 acres in the U.S. And during that same 90-day period, there were 45,000 houses sold to investors, right? Now, only 261 investors bought more than one vacant lot in the last 90 days. There are 3,100 houses for every active land investor. Okay. And there's 23,000 vacant lots for every active land investor. So in other words, guys, there are 7.4 times more vacant lots per active land investor than there are houses. 7 times more. Bottom line, if there is any competition, it's irrelevant. But you got to make sure you're focusing on the right markets. Make sense? Joe, what if I don't like talking to sellers and I don't have the time? This is why I developed a system. Let the voicemail and the software do the work for you. I'm going to show you how to do, how to make blind offers as well. All right, so let's go real quick. Any chat or comments? Okay, I'm sorry I'm breaking up. My internet, I don't know what's going on. But the recording is good. The recording is good. So if you're watching this, you're not going to, later, you're not going to see any of the recordings. My apologies. Okay. Awesome. Now, we're going to dive into the steps, and I'm going to walk you through the first few steps here, and then we're going to pick a market, and then we're going to take a break. All right? Now, these are the steps. We're going to walk through this right now. You're going to start a business. You're going to set up important tools. I'm going to talk about Facebook groups. We're going to talk about getting a phone number, selecting a good county, getting a list of buyers, getting a list of realtors, getting a list of sellers, sending postcards and letters, and doing other really awesome marketing. I'm going to show you how to evaluate the deal, come up with an offer, send the offer, do your due diligence, market the property, and you're done. Joe, are you really going to cover that in the next hour, couple hours? Yes. All right. You ready? And then I'm going to get to the point where we go to number 5, and you're going to pick a county, and then We're going to take a break, and I'm going to set up everything inside of Freedomsoft for you guys, okay? Now, how do you need to start a business. Obviously, that's number one, right? And if you do not have an LLC yet, I really want to encourage you to go get one. Lauravel, can you put in the Zoom chat this link, joemccall.com/LLC, joemccall.com/LLC. You need I don't know why my map is not working here. The powerful thing about an LLC, guys, is it helps you get the mindset of now you're a business owner. When you create an LLC, it's like, okay, this is serious now. This isn't a hobby anymore. This is actually serious. This is a business. And so Prime Corporate can help you set all of that up. So they'll help you create an operating agreement, get your federal tax ID, help you with tax planning, asset protection, help you get business lines of credit if you need it. All of the stuff that you need to create. It's just simple. Go create an LLC. Do this right now. Schedule a call with them. When you go there, they will set you up. It's here. It's zero. They don't charge you anything except state fees and hard costs. Okay. You can schedule a call with them. They will get you hooked up in an LLC. I'm telling you, when you create your LLC, it turns you thinking into better like a business owner. And this is why it's so important. I really want to harp on it. Okay. All right. There's also a book. You need to get this book. Just write this book down. Profit First. It saved my bacon. A really good book. Profit First. Read it. And then I want you to open a Profit First checking account with Relay Bank. And if you go to joemccall.com/bank, will you put that link as well, Lauravel, into the Zoom chat? joemccall.com/bank. All right. Hold on a second here. What happened to my link? There it is. Okay. Get the book Profit First. Open up a Profit First checking account at Relay Bank. joemccall.com. It's the only online bank that will help you with implementing Profit First. I don't have the time to talk about why Profit First, but oh my gosh. Has anybody read the book? Type it in the chat. If you're not in the U.S., don't worry about it. If you don't need an LLC to do land deals, okay? I'm going to show you in this webinar. If you live in Canada, if you live in Kenya, you can actually run this business and then bring the deals to people with the LLCs and partner with us on the deals. Yes. The link, the replay will have these links, but guys, they're in the mind map. All these links are in the mind map. Okay. Now I want you to sign up for some tools. Here's the cool thing. This is why I'm doing this webinar again. I've done this many times in the past, but just in the last couple weeks, Freedomsoft has finally released, this is huge. Freedomsoft has finally released the ability to download vacant land lists inside of Freedomsoft, where before you needed to have a couple, 3 tools that cost anywhere from $50 to $100 a month extra. And then you have to pay 10 cents per download, which could cost you $300 a month extra. Freedomsoft has finally just released the ability to download vacant land lists, which is huge because now you can do it all in one tool. And I'm going to show you how to do that here in a few minutes. All right, so Freedomsoft does cost between $197 and $297 a month. If you want, you can get a $1 30-day trial at freedomsoftnow.com. Lauravel, will you put that link in the Zoom chat? Is Freedomsoft like PropStream? 100 million times better, Sandra. PropStream just gives you data. Freedomsoft gives you the data and is your CRM and is your phone numbers and is your websites and is your direct mail and is your digital signatures and does your voicemails and your texting and your emails. It's freaking amazing. It's way, way, way better now. And it's awesome. Yes, I use PCS. Well, I created my own LLC back in 2006. Okay. That was before PCS even existed. So freedomsoftnow.com takes you to a 30-day $1 trial. Depending on what you want to do, it's going to cost between $197 and $297 a month. Now, here's the thing. If you get PropStream, or not PropStream, if you do the $197 a month and you use Priced or something like that, you're going to have to pay another $50 a month plus 10 cents per download per record. So that's, if you download 3,000 records a month, that's another $300 a month that you'll be paying Priced. Now, I like Priced. I still use those guys, but you just don't need it anymore. All right. If you use Freedomsoft and PropStream, you'll be paying $297 a month. And then, it's just a hassle. Freedomsoft also does skip tracing. Did I say that? You can also do texting and cold calling inside of Freedomsoft. So now it's just all in one. I recommend the $297 a month because I'm going to be showing you later when we start sending blind offers to sellers. You can set it up on a sequence where you can say, all right, day 0 right now, send them this offer. Day 15, send them this handwritten postcard. 30 days later, send them another letter. 30 days later, send them another offer. 30 days later, send them this postcard, this letter, blah, 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 blah. And you can set up a whole 6-month sequence of follow-up with sellers with direct mail, texting, and email, all inside of one platform in Freedomsoft. So it pays for itself. It's just amazing. I'm so freaked out about it. I love it. So you only need Freedomsoft. If you don't want to use Freedomsoft for vacant land lists, you can use Priced or you can use PropStream. But Freedomsoft just takes the cake. I love it. The chat's lighting up a little bit. It's cool. I love it. And you can import leads from other platforms into Freedomsoft. Yes. So the main difference, Scott, between the $197 and $297 a month with Freedomsoft, the $297 a month allows you to create custom workflow automations. So when you sign up for my signature edition of Freedomsoft, and I have 0 ownership in Freedomsoft, I get commissions from them, but I use it every day. You get to create and customize your own workflow automations, your own follow-up series and stuff. And number 2, the big difference is, there's 3 differences. The second difference is the direct mail is cheaper. So your cost per mail is cheaper at the $297 a month, so it pays for itself in the savings you get from the direct mail. And number 3, you can do direct mail sequences. So you can set it up where, again, like I was saying, day 1, you send this letter. Day 2, you send this postcard. 15, 30 days later, you send this. 30 days later, you send that. And so you can do all of this automated direct mail follow-up. And you can do little things like create doodles on your direct mail, do street view images of houses or land, street view, Google Street View on the letters and postcards and stuff like that. So you save a lot of money in mail. You get to do more things with the mail. You do more automation and follow-up and things like that. So that's why I recommend it. Highly recommend it. It'll save your bacon. All right. Remember we talked about simple system scale? This is what Freedomsoft does. Now, this isn't a pitch into Freedomsoft, but I'm going to be showing you what I do in Freedomsoft, and it's amazing. Now, the other thing I want you to do, we're not going to do this right now, but I want you, this is in your steps of things to do. I want you to join as many local land Facebook groups as you can. Why? This is where you're going to be advertising your deals and finding investors to partner with you on deals. If you don't want to partner with me on deals, all right, so what do? You go and just look into Facebook. I belong to a bunch of them. I'm just going to type in land. And I'm going to type in land, hit enter, and I'm going to go to groups. Okay. I'm part of this website, Cheap Land. There's 45,000 group members in there. Missouri Land for Sale. There's 121,000 people in there. Florida Land for Sale, 14,000. Discount Vacant Land, 36,000. Land Flipping and Investing Online, 6,100. So there are a lot of these groups that are for investors, and they're also like for investors learning how to do real estate, vacant land investing. And then also there are groups where they're selling vacant land. And number 3, I'm going to show you like local buy, sell, trade groups, like Texas Land for Sale, Farmland and Houses, North Carolina Land for Sale, Land Flipping Arbitrage. That's some gurus. Land for Sale. I want you to join as many of these groups as you can. Just type in land investing, okay? And you'll find a bunch of Facebook groups on land investing. You want just stay out of the ones with spam, okay? You want to be a part of the ones that are active. Land buyers and sellers. I'm not a part of this group. I need to join it. You can see you want to be one that's are active. There's like 10 posts a day. Okay. So these I haven't gone through this. There's a lot of new groups. I need to join these. Just join them all because you're going to find the ones that are active, and you're going to find people there that will partner with you on deals. You can sell deals and stuff like that. There's also local buy, sell, trade groups, and I want you to join these. Like if I go to like Klamath, we did some deals in Klamath County, Oregon. All right. and I think I did. Well, maybe I can't find it, but there is a group that I was a part of, Klamath Falls, Oregon. There's 11,000 members in here. So this is a group you want to join that they might have kicked me out of the group. I don't know. I thought I was in it, but this is just one example. So this is where you would post your properties that you find. Klamath Falls community page. Okay. What's another example? All right. Marion County, Florida. We do some land deals in Marion County, for example. I do deals in about 7 different states. In Florida, we're in a bunch of different counties all over. So you find these active groups, like you're looking for the buy, sell, trade groups, bulletin boards, or here we go. Buy, sell, trade in Marion County. There's 65,000 members. This is where people will sell, outdoor furniture, trailer, mobile home parks, cars, and stuff like that. So you join these groups. Do not spam them, but post things for sale in there. Okay? That's going to be, I want you to do that. This is step 3 because this is really important. This is where you network, you find buyers, you find investors to partner with. Sometimes you find sellers. You'll find other people that are advertising land there, and you could come approach them and say, hey, I got a deal here. Do you want to partner with me? One of the best things I use Facebook groups for is like I want to find a good title company in a certain local market that's investor friendly. And so I'll go in and I'll see, all right, I'll in this big, huge 100,000 member Facebook group, I'll type in the word Jackson County. And I see anybody who's posted anything about Jackson County, and I'll see, if anybody has done deals there. And so I can direct message them. Or I'll do a search for title company or title attorney, whatever. And I'll find other people that have asked the question in the past and people who have given recommendations. And then if you can't find anybody, you can always post the question, hey, I'm looking for a good title company in the area that's investor friendly. Does anybody know anybody? Or I'm looking for a drone photographer. I'm looking for a good realtor. You understand what I'm saying? So these Facebook groups are really important. And it's getting harder and harder to advertise properties in Facebook groups in the wrong ones, but it's just a good place. Make sense? All right. Next thing I want you to do is I want you to get a business phone number and a voicemail. Now, I'm going to show you how to do all of this in Freedomsoft, Joe, but you can get local phone numbers in Freedomsoft, and I'll show you how to do that. But you could also use your own cell phone. You could use Google Voice or Vumber. All right. Now, when you do, you want to set up a voicemail. And my voicemail just kind of goes like this. Hey, this is Joe. You must have received a letter from me about your vacant lot. Please leave your name and number along with the reference ID, and I'll send you an offer in a couple of days. Thanks. That's all your voicemail needs to say. It's very simple, straightforward, because we're going to be sending out letters, postcards, and or doing cold calling, but the voicemail needs to say something real simple. So this is why, again, you can use Google Voice or Vumber. Freedomsoft, it's super simple. It's $4 a phone number per month. You can get 100 phone numbers. You can have just one. And the cool thing about Freedomsoft is you can send out text autoresponders. So when somebody calls you and leaves a voicemail, you can say, hey, thanks for calling. You send them a text back right away. Thanks for calling about your vacant lot for sale in Jackson County, whatever. What's the reference ID on that letter? And then when they respond, if they respond with the reference ID, you can say, great, thanks. What's your email? I'll also email the offer to you. So you can do this again. You can have a virtual assistant do this stuff for you. When they call, the great thing about using a CRM like Freedomsoft is it captures their phone number and it records and keeps track of the entire conversation inside of Freedomsoft. So you can see the inbound dials. It'll record your inbound and outbound conversations. It'll keep track of your inbound and outbound text messages. If you do digital signatures, emails, it keeps all of that communication right there in the lead. Make sense? Google Voice, Vumber, can't do any of that. So it's real important. All right, so now we're at step number 5. We're going to pick a good county. Now we're going to talk about this and then we'll take a break in a minute. But number 1, remember, start a business. Get an LLC right now. Just schedule a call with Prime Corporate Services, PCS, joemccall.com/LLCs. Sign up for some important tools. The really only one that you need is Freedomsoft. Now, are there free tools that you can use? Yes, but you're going to pay for it one way or the other. In lost deals, lost leads, confusions, not following up with sellers, not being able to quickly send offers. I'm just telling you. You'll save money getting Freedomsoft. Okay. Get a bunch of local land Facebook groups. And the reason why I say do that now is because sometimes it takes a little while to get into those groups. And also sometimes they want to see you seasoned. Now, join with your own personal profile, not a not a business page, but your own local personal profile. Okay. You don't want to be part of this group and then all of a sudden start like join them. And then that day or the next day starts sending out a bunch of things because they'll think you're a spammer and they'll shut you down. You want to build some seasoning in these Facebook groups. Okay. And then I want you to get a phone number. So we're going to put that phone number on the marketing that we send out. Now, it doesn't have to be a local phone number for each market. Another question I get is, do I have to have an LLC for each state that I'm in? No, just one LLC for land deals, okay? And if you have a house business, wholesaling houses, then you have another LLC for houses. Okay, cool. Now we're going to pick a market. I want to just teach you a few things here as we do this, okay? Let's go to Land Watch. I like cheap land. I want to follow the money. This is so important. I want to follow where the demand is. I don't want to create demand. I want to follow the demand. I want to see where are people right now actively buying properties, and that's where I want to focus. Make sense? So one of the places I start is LandWatch. Now, I'm not looking to go into the most competitive active states and counties. I'm trying, like if there's a list of 10 most popular states, I want to be in like state number 3 or 4 or 5. Okay? I don't want to be in the 1 or 2. But let's take a look at this. I only want cheap land, right? So I want anything under $100,000. Now I like LandWatch because it's the number 1 website from the land.com family of websites that has the most land for sale out there. Okay, but this is kind of where we start. We want cheap land under $100,000, and then let's click right here. If we go all the way to sold, let's also add solds. Now, these are not solds from county records. These are just solds that have been marked as sold. These are properties that were advertised on land.com and marked as sold, okay? You can see the most popular states right here. Texas, Florida, North Carolina, California, Arkansas, Arizona, Tennessee, Missouri. Missouri's up there. Ah, nice. So, Texas, Florida, North Carolina, 3 most popular states. You can certainly do deals there. I've done a lot of deals in Florida. I've not done any in Texas. I've done a lot of deals in North Carolina. Sometimes, though, it's a little too hard because of competition. California is great, but there's a lot of these little, 5-acre postage stamp properties in the middle of a nowhere desert. There's a lot of activity there, but because the deals are too small there. I like these other states. Arkansas, Arizona, Tennessee, Missouri. And if we open it up, these are all the states. Now, would you be doing deals in Massachusetts? No, I hope not. There's only 144 there. Maine, probably not. Louisiana, maybe. Kentucky, that's a great state. Mississippi's a great state. Missouri's a great state. Montana, Nebraska, no. Montana, there's too many huge 1,000-acre lots. Nebraska's mostly agriculture. No. Nevada, maybe, but would you go to Nevada or New Mexico? I'd say go into New Mexico. They have 5,700. Do you see this list here? New York State's good. North Dakota, nah. Ohio, yeah. Do people go camping and hunting in Ohio? They certainly do. Oklahoma's a great market. Oregon, yeah, it's good. But a lot of, half of it's complete desert. Other half is coastal. So, 25% is coastal. 50% is desert. So it leaves 35% kind of in the middle that you could maybe do something in. Pennsylvania's a great market. South Carolina's a great market. Tennessee's good. When you're doing Tennessee, North Carolina, there's a lot of properties that are on steep slopes and hills, and you want to stay out of the HOAs if you're doing North Carolina or Tennessee. All right, so what I want you guys to do is pick a state that you think I should go in. Pick a state. And I'm going to put them in a, what was that spinning wheel? I have a spinning wheel generator. Wheel of names. All right, so I'm going to type the states you put in here into this thing. I'm going to do my best because you guys are doing a ton of them here. Okay, I'm going to do by initials. Florida, California, Florida, New Mexico, Michigan, Texas, Arizona, Tennessee, Wisconsin. Now I have the right. New Mexico's in there twice. Tennessee's in there twice. Georgia. I have the right to say no to one of these states. North Carolina, Tennessee, Mississippi, MS, Pennsylvania, PA, right? Missouri, I like Missouri. I like Missouri a lot. Not because I live there. Arkansas, AK or AS? AR. I think it's AR, right? North Carolina, Oklahoma. Did we already have Oklahoma? Nope. South Carolina. I don't think so. Louisiana. LA. Okay, that's enough. Ready to spin? Let me see if there's a state I don't want in here. I'm good with all these. Yeah, okay, good. Let's spin. Do 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 do. And the state is Arizona. Arizona it is. Okay. We're going to go into Arizona. Now, the other thing I like to do here is let's go select Arizona. Where are the hot pockets of Arizona? You see all these counties right here? Well, the northern region is the most popular. West region, and then Tucson, da-da-da-da-da. But here's the cool thing about Land Watch. It gives me the most popular counties. Now, unfortunately, with Arizona, there's only like 10 counties. Something like that, right? So it's a little, we're going to drill down into the zip code level. But look at Mojave County, Apache County. Let's do the wheel spinning thing again here. I'm going to how should I do this? Okay, I'm going to Mojave County. I'm just going to paste them in here. Mojave County, Apache County, Yavapai. I'm spelling these wrong. Navajo, Cochise, Coco Nino, Pinal. Maricopa, I don't want to do Maricopa. That's like Phoenix. All right, cool. Are we good, guys? I'm looking at the chat here. I apologize. Some of you are telling me I'm broken up. I'm frozen. Yeah. Now, Paul's asking a good question here. Isn't Arizona the mecca of real estate investors? Yes. But you know what? There's a lot of land being bought and sold here. Okay, now let's look at something here. I'm going to go to Redfin. Actually, let's go to Zillow. And let's look some of these counties up. Let's look at Mojave County. Mojave County, Arizona. All right, type in the chat if you can hear me. I apologize. Okay, good. You guys can hear me and see me. All right, so we're looking at solds. I want land only, okay? And I want land in the last 6 months. 1,523 vacant lots sold in the last 6 months. That's a lot. Tells me it's a good county, right? What about the next one? Apache County. $209. Now it's a smaller county, but that's good activity, isn't it? All right, what about Yavapai? I don't know how you pronounce it. I know I got it wrong. Much smaller county, but 987 results. Oh, I like that. It's a smaller county. Now, I want to show you something here. When you're picking a market, I want you to drill down, like, where are the pockets of activity? Should I target this area? No. Should I target this area? Nah. I should probably target this area, shouldn't I? Or this area up here, right? Maybe this area right around here. So we're going to be targeting, we want to pick a county where there's a lot of activity, and then we're going to drill down and pick a zip code where there's a lot of activity for our exercise here. But I put all those counties here. Let's just spin it and see what we get. Cochise or Cocochino? Coconino. Coconino County. Uh-oh. Now I don't know if we're going to go into this one. Let's take a look at it here. Coconino. 258 results. All right. Not a big deal. I like this area because there's a lot of these evergreen trees. It's kind of higher desert. Sedona is up there. There's a bunch of it near Grand Junction. Where is that? Oh, a lot of activity going on there. Do you see that? Huh. That looks juicy. Look at these solds, right? 10 acres for 28 grand. I like it. So you know what I'm going to do? Look, you see the zip codes here? 86046, 86046, 86046. I like it. All right. So let's just go with Coconino County, Arizona. None of this is planned in advance. I'm hoping this works. Now, sometimes there's some areas that don't have good data, and I don't know if this area has good data or not. So we're going to see here in a minute. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a break, and we're going to take a break, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll come back. I am going to get some water and get something to drink. Okay? Is water a concern in desert areas? I don't know. If it's not a concern to all 258 people that bought these vacant lots. Right? Okay. So, be right back. Just a second, guys. And, yeah, hold on. Okay. I'm going to keep on going. I got something to drink. What are you guys thinking so far? Type in the chat. What's your, give me some feedback a little bit. How you feeling? Awesome. Nice. Are you excited? Are you bored? I love it. The chat's lighting up. Of course you're not bored. All right. We'll get started back up here again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what happened to my... Hold on here. My camera disappeared. There it is. I'm back. Excuse me. All right, now we're back. We're going to dive deeper into this county, Coconino County, and we're going to dive in to find the best zip codes. Now, why are we doing this? It's because we want to be laser focused on where the money is. We're not trying to create new demand. We're trying to follow the demand, and we want to stay where we know we can sell deals quickly and profitably if and when we get a deal under contract there. Does it make sense? All right, now, some of you are a little overwhelmed. I'm watching your comments here and the feedback, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome, but I'm overwhelmed and I don't know where to start, and this is way over my head, and you're going way too fast, and I get it. I'm going to be talking a little bit in a little bit here. I'm going to give you an opportunity to work closely with me and spend a day with me in St. Louis in my home office or virtually on Zoom. And I'm calling it my Power Day workshop. And if you're interested, I'm going to give you a link later on how to work with me, so stay tuned. But basically, everything I'm going to be showing you here, I'm going to be setting up for you myself. And you're going to get access to my team of virtual assistants that can help you manage these leads as we go through the process. You're going to sit down with me. We're going to look at your business, your goals, and we're going to create a marketing plan, set up all the systems. We're going to wind it up and let it go. And you're going to be set for the next 1 or 2 or 3, 4 months, whatever you want with all of your marketing. We're going to set up these simple systems and scale them for you. And so you're going to walk away with a business in a box. And we're going to just set it up for you. There is an investment in this. I'm going to be talking about this later. You're going to get that investment back out of the deal. So the reason I'm doing this is I want to partner with more people on deals. So it's kind of like an apprentice program. I'm just going to set up everything for you exactly the way that we do it. And then we're going to then let you go, and you're going to start getting a bunch of leads, and you're going to be making offers to those leads. And we're going to help you if you need cold calling virtual assistants, or if you want to do direct mail, neutral letters, or blind offers. We'll set all of that up. You'll start handling the leads as they come in. And then when you get a deal and you start making offers, I will fund the deals for you. I'll give you my own money to partner with you on the deals if they're a good deal. So if I will not partner with you on it, it's not a good deal and you don't want to be buying it anyway. And we'll help you then fund the deal, close the deal, market it, and sell it, and we'll split the profits. You will get back the investment to work with me. You'll get that back out of the profits in the first deal. All right? And then after that, for the next 3 deals, you just split the profits with me 50-50. Cool? So we're going to set up everything for you. You got to have the money to invest in the marketing, though. And that upfront fee is like a deposit. So I'll be explaining what all of that costs and if you're a good fit or not. Maybe, you don't have the funds to invest right now. That's fine. But you're still going to be learning a lot as we go through this workshop here. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned and we will I'll give you more details about that. All right. So let me share my screen here. We're back in this county, Coconino County, Arizona. Okay. One of the things I like about Zillow is you can look and see the dots, like where all the activity is. But there's another tool I like, sometimes even better, at Redfin. And I can go in here and I can look at the county level on Redfin. Let's go to sold last 6 months. Home type, land. All right, 422 vacant lots. Now let's do max price under 100 grand. All right, 279. All right. Now I'm going to scroll down. This is last 6 months. And all the way down here, you're going to see a download all button. Now, not every state or county has this, but I'm going to download these into a spreadsheet. All right, and then I'm going to open that spreadsheet up in Google Drive. And we're going to open it up in Google Sheets. And we're going to find in this county, what are people buying? Are they buying, small little lots? Are they buying big lots? And what price are they paying for these properties on average? Now, why is this taking so long here? All right, here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to do some things here real quick to kind of simplify this a little bit so it makes sense. We're going to freeze the first row. Good, I'm going to make that bold. All right. So these are all the properties in the last 6 months, vacant lots that have sold in Coconino County. I'm going to scroll over. This is the price that it's sold for. I'm going to turn that into dollars. And here is the lot size. These are square feet. So I need to convert that into acres. And all you do is a formula equals that divided by 43,560. All right, so these are 20 acres, 40 acres, 1 acre, a bunch of them all over the place. I'm also going to do a new column, and I want to know the average price per acre that these are selling for. And this is going to be a formula equals the price divided by acres. All right, so now we see the price per acre here. Now, there's something really cool about this. If you go here, let's go to zip code. These are the zip codes of the properties. I'm going to go to data and column stats. Boom, look at that. The most popular zip code is 86046. I'm going to write that down. 86046. So instead of targeting the whole county, I'm just going to target the 1 or 2 or 3 top zip codes. Now this county only has, 5 zip codes in it, or maybe 8 or 9 or something like that, right? But I'm going to be targeting 86046. Now, we're just going to get a small list right now. Sometimes I download a list of the entire county. Sometimes I just get 1 or 2 zip codes. But you know what? I'm not going to target zip code 86047. There's just not a lot of activity there. I'm going to be targeting 86046. And let me do the other one here, 86320 and 86024. All right. I'll probably, just depending on how big of a list I can get, if I can get a list, it will be 86046. All right, now, let's say I'm looking at just 86046. I only want that one, so I'm filtering. I'm only looking at this one now, right? what if I go back to the price column and scroll down? Now I see the average price is $33,000. The median price is $28,000. Cool, right? If I scroll over and click on the acres column, the average acre size is 9.8 acres, but the median is 2. So what does that tell you? Should I be focusing in on the little quarter acre lots? No, I probably need to be, minimum of 1 acre. Most of the properties that are selling are 1 acre and bigger. Most of them, there's a lot of them. Let's just sort this from A to Z. Yeah, most of them are over 1 acre. Just scrolling down this list, 2 acres, 5, 10, 12, 36. Right. The other thing sometimes you can do is you can remove the outliers. So if I sort this whole list by acre, let's remove the outliers. Maybe anything under $1,000. An acre, and let's remove anything above $100,000 an acre. So I'm removing the outliers. Now I can see the average price per acre is $24,000. Is that right? The average is, because it's got a bunch of these big ones, but the median is $8,300 an acre. So I'm going to write this down. The median price is $8,367 an acre. So when I make my offers, I'm going to make my offers at about 40% of that in my blind offers. Because I know if I'm going to sell my deal, I need to sell it for $8,400 an acre, right? Cool. And I'm going to stay in the 1+ acre range. Do you see the power of this? I'm just letting the data tell me what to do. I'm going to be going into zip code Coconino County because it's a lot of activity. I'm going to go into 86046. I'm going to be targeting 1+ acres. And my offer is going to be, I need to sell my deal at $8,300 an acre, which means I'm going to offer, let me go to a calculator here. I'm going to be selling at $8,367 an acre, $8,367. So I'm going to offer about $3,300 an acre. That makes sense? I'm going to be offering about $3,300 an acre, selling for $8,300 an acre. Just real quick math, fast blind offers. That's all I'm doing here. So I got all that data from getting the solds, clicking download all. Any questions about that? How did I download the data? Maybe I froze, but on Redfin, I scrolled down right here and I clicked this download all link. Okay. All right, so let's get into Freedomsoft. I'm going to do a few things here. I'm going to buy a phone number first. I want to get a phone number. Let's see. Let's do Arizona area codes. 602 primarily is Phoenix. Or 62. Let's just get a 602 number. All right. So I'm going to go here to my Freedomsoft. Let me zoom in. Settings. Phone. I'm going to buy a phone number right here. 602. I'm just getting one that's kind of maybe easier. 671-3183. That's fine. So I'm going to click buy this number. I'm going to stop my screen share now because it's going to ask for my credit card number and all that. And I'm going to purchase it. It's $4 a month. $3.95 a month. Cool. All right. And I'm going to call this Arizona Land. sellers. Now, voicemail, you can upload or record. I'm going to record a quick one right now. I click record. Hey, this is Joe with Dream Big Land. Thank you for calling. You must have received one of our postcards or letters. If you can, leave your name and number with the reference ID, and we will call you back right away. Again, leave your name and number and the reference ID on that letter or postcard, and we'll call you back and send you an offer right away. Thanks. Okay, did you guys hear that? I'm playing it back. With Dream Big Land. Thank you for calling. You must have received one of our postcards or letters. If you can, leave your name and number with the reference ID, and we will call. All right, I'm just listening to the voicemail now. It's fine. This is the voicemail that they'll hear when they call. And in a minute, I'm going to ask you guys to call that number, and you can see what happens. All right, and I'm also going to go here to call auto reply. Call auto reply. So when somebody calls, it goes to voicemail. I want the system, Freedomsoft, to send them a text back right away. Hi. Just missed your call. What was that reference ID on the letter postcard we sent you? Thanks, Joe. Okay. Hi, just missed your call. What was the reference ID on that letter or postcard we sent you? Thanks, Joe. You understand what I did? Now, if you want, you can set up the phones where it redirects to your cell phone. There is a Freedomsoft app where you can answer it on the app. You can also answer the calls right here inside of Freedomsoft. So the Freedomsoft is a phone system, and you can answer, make, and receive phone calls right inside of Freedomsoft, and it records all your calls in the conversation lead of that seller and buyer. Okie dokie, smoky. All right, now I'm going to create a campaign. I'm going to go here to my inbox, lead inbox. I'm going to select a campaign. Oops, I got to go right here. No, campaigns, here, new campaign. We're going to call this Coco, I don't remember how to spell it, do you? There it is. Coconino County, Arizona campaign. This is a direct mail. Campaign target is sellers. Phone numbers, I'm going to choose that phone number I just created there. Workflow automation, you want my vacant land workflow automation. This is where the power magic happens of the automated follow-up is in my custom signature edition of Freedomsoft. You get Joe's vacant land. If you have web forms and campaign permissions, this is where I let everybody on my team get this. Okay. Create campaign. We have this campaign. My phone number is associated with it there. Okay. And this is the workflow automation. It's my Joe's vacant land workflow automation. All right. So now what I want you to do is I want you guys to call that number. Call that number and leave a quick voicemail. 602-671-3183. Now, if you're watching this later as a replay, that I don't know if that phone number will still be there. Okay, call that number, listen to my voicemail, and then when it sends you a text back, respond to that text, would you? And just give me a pretend reference ID. All right, so while you guys are doing that, again, call that number 602-671-3183. Now it's time to get a list. I'm going to go right here to Tools, Lead Finder. I want seller leads, land. This is a new thing that Freedomsoft just added a few weeks ago. Land, it's awesome. I love it. We're going into Arizona, right there. I know sometimes you can't see the drop down. And we're going to just go zip code, 86046. I could do the entire county if I wanted, but let's just go to zip code, 86046. I want all land. And I'm going to do it, show advanced search right here. Now, ownership status, I want absentee owner. Remove duplicate owners, yes. What that means is you get 3,000 downloads at the $197 a month level. But if sometimes one owner owns 10 properties, and so before it would download all 10 records, and that would count towards your 3,000 allotment. Now you can remove duplicate owners. So it'll only download one record per right? Does that make sense? Now, also, some of you are asking, I don't got the text yet. I don't have the text. If it takes a minute, sometimes it's a brand new phone number. Also, a lot of people are calling it all at once, so it may take a minute. But when you leave a Zoom chat, when you leave the voicemail, and when you get the text, let me know that it's coming in, all right? All right, so out of zip code owner only. Yes, so you could say, give me people that live out of that state or out of that zip code. Oh, Eric got the text. Cool. So go ahead and respond to the text, Eric. Tax delinquent quick claim deeds. I just do no preference. I want out of zip code owner. I'm just going to say yes because I want people that don't live in that zip code. They're more of a distant owner. I'm also going to go here to ownership type. I don't care about any of that. Financial filters. Last sale date. This is where I want somebody who has owned the property at least, let's do 5 years. They've owned it for at least 5 years. So I'm going to click today's date. And I'm going to go 2014. So they bought it before 2014. And I'm going to check include unknown. Because if there is not a known sale date, that means they bought it before they were keeping track of that. So that's a long time ago. So they bought it from unknown to 2014. Search all land. And then just a few more things here. Land size filters. I want minimum 1 acres. Now, if you were in North Carolina and Tennessee, there's a lot of, it's very hilly, and there's a lot of HOAs there. And so I like to, in those states, exclude HOAs, but there's not an easy way in any list provider to say, don't give me HOAs, homeowners associations. But you can do, what I'd recommend is like 3+ acres. And in fact, if I have too many records here, I might do 5+ acres, right? I want to go after the bigger profit deals. I want to go after these ones. Does that make sense? So you could certainly do that. I don't know why this won't scroll. Here we go. So we'll see how big this list is that I can get. Where is Freedomsoft? Very beginning. So for back to North Carolina and Tennessee, I might say only give me 5+ acres, because a property that's 5 acres and bigger is not going to be in an HOA. HOAs are a little harder to sell because there's so many restrictions. There's so many other lots for sale in that area that aren't selling, and there's monthly dues that you have to pay every month. You understand? Okay. So let's see how many I get. Knowing this area of Arizona, HOAs are not a problem there. There's some states that are a bigger problem. I'm not too worried about that here in this part of Arizona. Okay, so cool. I'm going to click search. And this takes a minute. 912, 300, 1300, 1800, 2300, 2700, 3100. Now at the $197 a month level of Freedomsoft, you can download 3,000 a month. You can buy credits to download more if you want. All right, there's 5,600 records in just one zip code. That's pretty good, right? Well, I want to do just the bigger, higher profit deals, or there won't be as many of them. The response rates may not be as good on the larger properties, but let's do this. Let's do 5 acres, maximum 20 acres. 5 to 20 acres, and I'm going to uncheck include unknown. 5 to 20 acres. Let's see how many we get here. So I'm not going to get as many. I only got 461, but these are going to be more profitable deals. Make sense? So again, if that's not enough, if you want more, let's do 2 acres to 20 acres, and I'm not going to check unknown. 800, 1200, 1427. All right, that's pretty good. Now, you can now choose just this page, or you can choose all pages. I'm going to choose all 1400 here. And I'm going to click right here, add to lead list. And this is the reference ID. This is really important because when we send out letters, I hope you understand why I'm doing this. The reference ID is so critical and important because a lot of these properties do not have addresses yet. There's nothing built on it. So when you're talking to them on the phone or they're leaving a message, they can't leave this really long, complicated parcel ID or APN number. They can't give you this really long GPS coordinates. They half the time they pronounce their name, you can't understand it, and it's too hard to spell or whatever, right? So that's why every letter or postcard has to have a reference ID. my voicemail says, hey, leave the reference ID. And then I can quickly pull it up, get all the information on the property, and send them a quick deal. So the reference ID, I'm going to do Coco. And let's just start with 1750. So the first letter or postcard will be, oh, you can't see that. The first letter will be Coco 1750, and then Coco 1751, and then Coco 1752. Make sense? And now we're going to create a new list. And I'm going to call this list Coconino County, Arizona list. Now remember before I had Coconino County, Arizona campaign. Now I have Coconino County, Arizona list. So there's a list and there's a campaign. We're going to set Joe's vacant land as the workflow automation, and we're going to give our permissions to everybody except Jeremy. All right, create list. Hot diggity dog, we're in business. What did we just do? We picked a county, we got a phone number, we created a campaign, and now we have a list. Now the prospects are being added to this list. A lot of this stuff kind of works in the background, so it's not just instantaneous. Let's go to the campaign real quick and see how many of you called and left a voicemail or got through. Oh, look at this. This is my lead inbox. All of these leads in here are here. Now I could, let me go to my notifications, and I'm going to filter by campaign. All right. So I got all of these y'all, which is awesome. 40 leads came in. So this is my notification window. This shows me, hey, I got a voicemail. They hung up. They texted me back. All of this stuff, okay? I'm just going to highlight it all, and I'm going to hide it because this is kind of confusing to my team right now. My VAs are kind of freaking out like, where are all these leads coming from? Oh, my gosh. So I'm just going to hide them. Okay. That's just hiding the notifications. And it's also here in my inbox. So let's go to campaigns. Let's go to this Coconino, Arizona. One of you guys has already contacted me before. Hold on one second. I have to make sure this is... hold on one second here. Okay. Now I got 24 new leads in here. When I click this, I can go through here and I can see all these people that have responded. And if I click on communications, here's a voicemail. Now that's processing the audio. Whoever called me here from a landline, or this was a Canadian phone number. So I wouldn't let me send them a text back because it's a Canadian number. Let's go back here to lead inbox. Let's go to this one. Communications. All right, here's a voicemail.
All right, Joe. It's Don Allen.
Don Allen. What's up, Don?
Wonderful, man.
Okay. Don, thanks for calling. What is the reference ID? So just like that, I sent Don a text. Don, go ahead and respond to that text if you when you got it. Now let's find somebody. I'm sure responded to me in a text here. Let's just find one real quick. I want to show you how to text them back. Let's try this one here. Okay, good. You can see whoever this was. I'll listen real quick.
Hey, Joe, this is Bob. My reference ID number is RFI 2315689.
All right, Bob. So, Bob, that was you. Play with me a little bit here. In fact, I'm going to call Bob right now. Let's call Bob. And you guys aren't going to be able to hear him, but I'm calling him from my new phone number that I just bought. So, Bob, answer the phone, please. Now, you won't be able to hear him, but I'm hearing him right now.
Hey, this is Bob.
Bob, Joe, how are you?
Man, great.
Good. You might be hearing an echo. My apologies. So can you hear me okay? Does it sound all right?
I can be fine, Joe.
Nice. Hey, would you do me a favor, Bob, and just send me your email address here in the text response, and I'm gonna send you an offer a little bit, just for playing around and showing how this all kind of works. Cool.
Okay, man, that sounds great. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Bob. Bye bye. All right, so I just hung up, and you'll see here in the communications tab, in this 33-second call, you'll hear it records. Oh, I didn't do the recording yet. Well, shoot, I'll show you. You have to click on the green button down here. Okay, now it's going to record the calls. Well, my bad. But let's go back to that lead here. So if I would have had that button switched, it would have recorded that outbound call, and you would hear that outbound call here, which is awesome, because when you're having your virtual assistants or your kids making outbound calls, you can do it right here from the computer. It records everything, the inbound and outbound text messages. Okay, so when Bob sends me his email address here in just a minute, it'll show up here, and I'm going to add his email into the his information up here. Okay, so let's go back here to lists, and there are the 1,400 that I brought in. So I'm going to click on those 1,400 right here, and here they all are right here. I'm going to, by the way, these are all column headers, and sometimes I show different columns and things like that. I'm going to just real quick bring this down. Okay, save changes. Here we go. And there's a bunch of people in here, right? If I open one of them, Kenneth, Eugene, Kitco. This is his owner's mailing address. This is the GPS coordinates, the parcel number, the reference ID, the lot size. And so if I click on this, it copies those latitude, longitude, right? And I can open up Google Maps. It takes me to that property here. And layers. It looks like a vacant lot to me, doesn't it? All right. You can also look that property up. Let me close that. I don't need that anymore. You can also go here and click on the map. Click on satellite. That's the vacant lot right there. And if there's street view, and there's not, you can see the street view around here. So there's street view on the interstate here. Let's look at the interstate. Hang on. Let me zoom back in. Let's drag the yellow dude right there. There you go. So this is what the area looks like. The property is over there somewhere or something. Okay. Now I've got this list. What I'm going to do right now is let's click on this. I'm going to skip trace 100 of them real quick. So I'm going to choose 40, go to page 3, choose 60, go to page 4, page 80, go to page 5, 100. I've just selected 100 from this list. I'm going to skip trace them all. Well, I'm also actually I'm going to copy them to a group called skip traced. A group is like a label. All right. So if I'm looking at all 1,400 records here, 1,400 records, I could go right here and there's a label called skip traced. So now there's only 100 in this, right? So I'm going to select all 100, and I'm going to go to more actions, and I'm going to go to skip trace records. Drag over mailing address, name, cities, state, zip, all of that stuff. This takes maybe 15 to 30 minutes to skip trace. I go confirm skip trace. Now only 90 of the 100 are skip traceable, and you only pay for successful skips, okay? Skip trace, next step. Now, depending on how many credits you buy, it's about 15 cents per skip trace. And they'll give you multiple phone numbers, multiple emails. So this is all in progress. I'll show you what's going on here. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I want to send a direct mail campaign to that 100. So I'm going to choose 100 right there, and I want to send a letter. Now, let me show you the letters that we can send. If I go to settings, templates, Now, if you have my custom signature edition of Freedomsoft, you get all of my direct mail templates. And if you already have this and you want to get the latest updates, you can. We're going to be pushing them all out to everybody here real soon, but I don't want to get too deep into that. So there's a lot of different things I have in here. This is one of my favorite things I like to send is this letter. It just says, hey, I'm writing because I think you own this property in county, state. I might be interested in buying it from you. Here's a reference ID. Call me, text me. Okay. There is a postcard that I like to send here. This is a price range postcard. I'll show that to you later, but it's going to look all jangled up, but it's going to say, hey, I'd like to buy your property and I'll pay you between this and this. So it gives them a range offer. All right. We'll cover that another time. There is sometimes I send a blind offer letter that looks like this, but this is for houses right here, but you can do the same thing for land. It's just like, hey, cash offer included, a cover letter. I can buy your house, your vacant lot, contract, and then here are the benefits you experience when you sell your property to us. 2 ways to sell your property. That's mainly for houses, but you can do that. I have a postcard here. This is blind offer for land. When you want to actually send it, we'll do that here in a little bit. Let me show you. Here's a handwritten postcard. I want to buy your lot. I like doing it in bold. If it lets you. Sometimes it doesn't let you. All right. Then we've got, this is one of my best postcards ever. It's just a regular, boring, plain text. I'm writing because I think you own a land, acre, property. If you're interested, we can close in 30 days for a fair price. Now, wait a minute, Joe. You want us to say we'll close in 30 days? I thought you said you had 90 days. Listen, I'll close in 30 days if it's a good deal. Okay? If it's a marginal deal, I need 90 days. This is just to get your foot in the door. Look, text or call my 24-hour recorded voicemail. I always put this in my letters and postcards. Text or call my 24-hour recorded voicemail because it lowers the resistance and barrier for them to call me, and they know nobody's going to answer. And I don't want to answer. Okay. Yep. All right. Got some more here. Hold on. This is a letter that we sent that didn't do too well. This is my wholesaler and his family in Missouri. We did do one or two deals from this campaign, but compared to the postcards, this letter didn't do too well. And that he had people telling him that's a stock photo. They were telling him you should be embarrassed for sending a stock photo of another family. And the guy, Jeremy, said, no, that actually is my family. So why don't you shut up? He didn't say that. This is a postcard we like to send. Turn your unwanted lot into cash with a circles. Okay. That works really well. We also send, got a couple more here. We do follow-up letters. Sometimes after I've talked to them, I'll send them a 2-option letter of intent. Remember I showed you before where you can make a cash offer and an owner financing offer. This is a letter that you can use to do that. Sweet, right? You know it. And you can customize all of this as well. I already showed you that one. You can customize all of this. So you can say, I want to change the text. I want to do this. You can create your own. Here's a follow-up letter that I send. Hey, just following up. I don't know if you remember me. We spoke a few months ago about your property. I'm just following up. Have you sold it yet? If you're interested in selling, I might be interested in buying it. Call me. Bam. Okay, now, this is also really important. There's called mail sequences. And in a minute, I'm going to show you what this. There's a lot of sequences here. Like if you're doing driving for dollars for houses, you can have it set up where it sends this postcard with a street view of the property. Is this your house? Now with vacant land, you can't do street views. All right. But with houses, you can use that. You can do a postcard like this. I want to buy your property. Now you can customize this to say, I want to buy your lot instead of house if you wanted to. Now the sequence that I like to use, and I'm going to show you this later in a minute, I call it my blind offer. It's all the way at the bottom here. Now I got a ton of extra sequences. Here it is. Land blind offer sequence. And what this does is when I'm going to send a blind offer, it sends this one immediately. Hey, I want to buy your property and I'll pay you this for it. And it gives them an opportunity to counter offer if they want. And then 15 days later, it sends them this handwritten postcard. Hey, first name, I shot you a letter with a cash offer to purchase your property at da 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 da. I was hoping we could talk on the phone about it. My cell phone number is this. Even if you can't find the offer I sent, just call me and I'd be happy to resend it. Thanks. Oh, isn't that awesome? And it just one click of the button and it automatically sends all of this. And then after 45 days, it sends this third notice postcard. Hey, attention, I've been trying to reach you about your property. I'm hoping it catches you in time. Call me right now at this number. No one will answer. Call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. How much long? And all of these have this reference ID in there. Make sense? And then it sends this neutral letter. Hey, I want to buy your lot. Call me. 30 days later, it sends another blind offer that looks like this. This is awesome. Then it sends the price range, the range postcard. I can pay you between this and this. That goes in there. Then it sends them this postcard and then this one, the property notification. Hey, I got to talk to you. What's going on? Is this amazing or is this amazing? It does all of it so you can just set it and forget it. And then, boom, check this out. With my workflow automation, when you go into Joe's Vacant Land workflow automation, when the status is blind offer sent, it puts them into that land offer sequence. 7 days later, it sends a text that says, hey, owner of record, I just sent you a letter the other day about your property, your acre property near city, state, zip in county. Did you get it? Boom. And then it also sends an email 7 days later. Dear owner, I sent you a letter. You wouldn't be interested in selling, would you? And you can choose. It's coming from my acquisitions manager there. All right. Now, here's the crazy thing. Let's say you're playing phone tag and you're calling them. You change the status to contact attempt 1. It creates a task the next day to your VA to call them back and follow up. Let's say that you send an offer. You create a task or you status that lead as offer number 1 sent. It creates a task 30 days later to send them another offer. It sends them an email in 4 days. Hey, you should receive an offer in the mail in the next few days. Let me know if you don't get it. I want to make that actually 7 days. Then it sends a text 2 weeks later that says, hey, I just sent you a letter in the mail about your property. You should have received it by now. Let me know if you have any questions. You see the power of this? All right. And then if it's offer accepted, now we have like a bunch of tasks in here. Send the contract to the title company, create an ad, post your advertisements, convert it to a property, communicate with the sellers, get a photographer out there, post the price in our website, find the Facebook groups. All of these tasks are assigned. It's kind of like your due diligence checklist. And then let's say they call you and tell you to F off, stop sending me anything, mail, whatever. You change the status to dead. It automatically adds that number to your do not call list. You don't call them again. It stops any future email and text follow-up. It stops any future direct mail sequences. And if there's any incomplete tasks, it completes them all. This is like automation on steroids. This is simple system scale right here. This is awesome. I just geek out about this. Now, okay, so let's send a postcard. Let's send a postcard that is, let's send this one, 4x6 postcard. Real simple. I get an average of 1% response rate on this. Again, with houses, that's double the response rate you get with houses. In some counties that aren't as competitive, you're going to get maybe 2% response rates. Yeah, so let's send this one. Okay, so that, and I need to see, I have mail sequence. So let me look at my mail sequence here for that one. It's this one right here. Let me make sure the, okay, so I need to choose the campaign it's coming from. It's that campaign I just created. So the phone number that's going to go on there is this one. And this is the return information. That's my UPS store. This is Matt. Okay, so the phone number is going to show up on that postcard. All right, let me save that. All right, so this is 1E, 1E. Cool. So let's go back to my list, Coconino County. Let's go into all of them here. Remember I did that skip trace group right here of 100. I'm going to change the status of these. Oh, let me do one more thing here. I'm going to go to settings. Workflow automation. Joe's vacant land. I'm going to change the status, name of statuses here. Direct mail sent 29 June 2024. You'll see why I'm doing that in a minute. So that's just a status. Let me go back to my list. Coco Nino. I'm going to choose all 100. I'm going to go more actions, and I'm going to update status to that status I just created. Boom. All right, so now when I go into this list, I have that status. I can tell of the 1,400 that I downloaded, 100 of them have mail sent to them on June 29. So now I can go all 100 in that status. I'm going to go to more actions. I'm going to go to send direct mail. And I choose that sequence. It was called 1E. I know you can't see my drop. Oh, you can see the drop down, I think. There. Okay, so I'm going to send them that postcard. And let's just preview it to see if it looks good. We want to make sure there's no merge errors or mistakes. So this takes a minute to open up. Rebecca's asking, do you have VAs cold calling also? Yes, so we have VAs that do cold calling, and I'll hook you up with them. So here's the postcard. Reference ID. You know, if you wanted to, if it's too close to the edge, you could move it down a little bit, but it's also right there. Dear James, I'm writing because I think you own a 2.2 acre vacant property in Coconino County near Williams, Arizona. If you're interested in selling, we can close in 30 days and for a fair price. Text or call, 24-hour recorded voicemail. No one will answer. Boom. Looks good, right? The phone number's there. The reference ID is there. Hi, James. Flip this card over to sell your land in 30 days for cash. How much does it cost to send each postcard? About 65 to 70 cents. It sends this in first class mail. Now you could send it cheaper with other services, but they're sending it in bulk rate. And you can't do one postcard at a time or one letter at a time. With Freedomsoft, you can send one postcard or one letter at a time, and it doesn't cost you any extra money. So that you can't do this cheaper anywhere else, unless you were to print this postcard from your own printer and then send it manually and do a stamp and all of that. So that preview looks good, right? I click I accept. You have to have direct mail credits. Boom. The mail sequence has started. So just like that, and it took me way longer than it normally does because I'm explaining all the steps, but I click my 100, I change the status to direct mail sent. I open up one of them, Holly here, Holly Macon. Oh, and it's skip tracer. Look at that. I click on mail sequences, and you can see it's sending her this postcard. It's scheduled. It'll be transit in a day or two, and it usually takes about a week for the postcards to hit, depending on the holidays and weekends and all of that. But Holly here's her postcard. Bam. Just like that. Okay? Now, let me show you. Let's go back to the list. Let's view all. Remember, I skip traced those 100. So now I have just 100 in my list here, right? We're going to start a quick direct mail. We're going to start a real quick here cold calling campaign. Cold calling. We just sent a bunch of postcards. Now you could send 5 a day, 10 a day, 20 a day. You could send 100, 1,000, 10,000. You pay the same per direct mail piece, which is incredible. No other direct mail company. If you go to Rocket or REI Print Mail or Yellow Letters HQ or yellowletters.com, or there's 100 of them, they have minimums, and you can't send 10 at a time. You have to send 500 or 1,000 at a time. This, if you have a tight budget, you can send just a little bit, and it costs the same. Now, at the $297 a month level, you pay less in mail per piece of mail than you do at the $197 a month. So when you get the $297 a month Freedomsoft level, the savings that you get from the direct mail pays for the difference in price. Does that make sense? Okay, and it also allows you to do the multiple step mail sequences. Okay, so now we've skip traced 100. I only tried to skip trace 90, and of those 90, maybe only 70 came back with results. I don't know, but we're going to go here to more actions, and I'm going to go to new click to call dialer. I'm going to call this campaign Coco Nino AZ cold calling, and then let's put the date. So you could do 100 a day, call from campaign, choose the campaign from the drop down. So that's going to choose the phone number. Then click next step. You can call primary numbers, mobile numbers only. I'm just going to remove duplicate numbers. You can remove calls, numbers with a DNC flag, or remove known litigators if you want. I'm going to click next step. And now you can send a follow-up text if you want. And it's just going to be, not sure I have the right number. Is this, okay, Joe. You can include opt-out text. I acknowledge this message clearly identifies the sender. You don't have to include the opt-out text. Not sure I have the right number. Is this, okay. That's all I want to do. And it doesn't send this to everybody, only if you want to send it. I'll explain it what I mean here. So I click complete. And now, just like that, I have 365 phone numbers that I'm just going to bang through right quick and call. No, I'm not going to do all of it. Let me do a couple of them right now. You're not going to hear the seller if this is actually William, but all I do now is I click call. And if it goes to voicemail, I click send SMS, and it sends them this text. Not sure I have the right number. Is this William? Joe. Okay, makes sense? So, at the $297 a month level, by the way, you get 5,000 records per month. Okay. So if I wanted to dial this guy, just click call right now. I'm going to do it. It's dialing. Second ring. Third ring. Fourth ring, fifth.
Please leave your message for
Voicemail.
Bill Kohlhauer.
Oh, it's him. It's actually him. Hey, Bill, this is Joe. I'm not sure I have the right number. I think you own a 2-acre lot in near Williams.
Then recorded. Record your message after the tone. Simply hang up when done. Or for delivery options, press the pound sign.
Hey, Bill, Joe here. Not sure you get this message. I think you own a 2-acre lot in Williams, Arizona. If you're interested in selling it, give me a call back. Thanks. Okay, so I just left him a voicemail, and the voicemail said, this is Bill Kohlhauer. So that was actually him. So I'm going to, and that number was 949. Okay, so that was the good number. What was the area code? 8741. 874. So is this first one. I'm going to mark it as primary. And all the other numbers I'm going to mark as do not call because they're not the right numbers. This marks them in my own internal. Okay. And so that's the right number. I just left him a voicemail. And from here, I'm going to send him a quick text. Send SMS. Oh, wait. I don't need to say I have the right number. I know that's him. So I got his voicemail. You could send a text if I wanted to right here and just click on his number, SMS, and say, William, just left you a voicemail about your 2-acre lot in AZ. Boom. Just like that. All right. Now I'm going to change the status to contact attempt 1. And I'm going to create a task. Well, there's a task that automatically gets created. It'll take a minute here. The task will be created to call him back again tomorrow, but I could create one manually if I wanted. Call again to follow up. Assign it to myself or my VA. Due date, well, let's do Monday 1st. Boom. Okay. Now he's also going to get a letter from me. So he probably won't call me back, or let's say he does, I don't know. But he's going to get this postcard from me, and he can also call me then if I want. So just like that, that's crazy. I've never done this as a demo before, where the first one I called was the actual person. But you might have to go through this. But, it might take, if you've got 365 numbers there, it might take you an hour or two to cold call. But this is, let me tell you something. I know you don't like cold calling, and if you don't want to do it, and if we work together, I will give you some VAs that do cold calling for you. But it's the fastest way to a deal. It's getting on the phone and talking to people, right? The fastest way to a deal, getting on the phone, calling. All right. Let's send, so you could just go through and call all of these. Bam, bam, bam. Just click through, send them a text, whatever. Cool. All right, I'm going to also mark that as a lead. Hot diggity dog. By the way, was it Bob? Oh, don't call me again, not interested. He's already responded to my text. Look at that. Okay, well, he's not interested. I'm going to add him to my do not call list. Well, actually, I change the status to dead DNC. And so it will stop any and all mail. It will complete any incomplete tasks. So it automatically created some tasks. So it'll complete those, and it'll add him to the do not call list. Now, oh, you can't see my screen. Sorry, thanks. So he just texted me back right here. Do not call me again. I'm not interested. So he's not interested, right? All I do now is I change the status to dead. It marks all the numbers as do not call, and it completes all of my old tasks, and it will stop any direct mail just by changing the status to dead. Cool. All right. Let's go. Let's make some offers. How are you guys doing? Are you with me? Are you excited about this? I've gotten a little bit ahead of myself. I'll show you how to find the buyers and the realtors. We kind of skipped 6 and 7. I'll get to 6 and 7 here in a minute. But I just want to get to making offers. Let's get to making some offers. Okay, Bob did respond here. Good. Bob gave me his email. Remember I asked Bob, what's your email? So there it is. I'm going to copy that email, and I'm going to add it right up here. So I'm going to email Bob an offer. I'll show you how that works, if I can remember that. All right, so let's go back to my list. One of the things I like to do is I like to send just blind offers. If if the goal is to make offers, well, let's make offers. Let's not wait until they call me back. Let's just send them an offer right now, maybe, right? Okay. So let's go to, let's pick a new one. So these are all statuses new. These are not people that I have skip traced or tried to cold call or already sent a postcard. Let's look at this one, Barbara. This is the address of the property. This is where she lives. She lives in Ash Fork, Arizona. The property is in Williams, Arizona. It's 2.5 acres. All right, let's look at the map. Let's see if it's vacant. Yeah, maybe. Now it's classified as vacant, but there's stuff out there like a junkyard. All right, well, that's fine. There's road access, it looks like right there. And I don't mind if there's junk. That's usually a good thing because that means it's unrestricted. It's not in an HOA or whatever. Let's dig a little deeper. Let's copy the GPS coordinates here. And let's go to Google Maps. Oops. I got a lot of tabs here. Let me just close them. Okay. So, why is this thing in my way? Get out of my way. I don't know if you guys can see that thing. It won't leave me alone. Hold on a second here. Let me just remove it. Okay, so that was it's a little Chrome extension that kept on popping up. Let's see if there's any street views in the area. There's one right there. So this is the road that kind of gets there, right? So this dirt road gets to the property. I just want to see what this area is like. Cool. Let's make an offer on this property, but, well, let's see here. It has an address, right? 4335 North Hillside Road. Yeah, there's Hillside Road. Okay, cool. So I'm going to just copy that address right there. And let's open it up. Let's find that property in Redfin. Do sellers know the value of their property? No, they don't. Many times they don't. So here's the property right here. I'm going to click on this map. I'm going to do nearby homes for sale. And I'm going to zoom out. Well, let's do a few things here. Let's look at actives and pendings. I'm going to do home type, land. You know what? Let's do all of them. Because look at this. This is a neighbor's property that's currently for sale. And so I like looking at other properties that are currently for sale because I can look at the images and see what the area is like. It's beautiful. And this is a house that's selling for 500 and something thousand. So they have utilities. They probably have water, right? Or they wouldn't be living there. So look at this. In fact, I bet you that's our lot right there. See those abandoned things? You can see the area looks like. Hills. Okay, cool. And also, when you go into the description, oh, it's for sale. Yeah, they're asking $775. All right, now you can see nestled amidst the blah 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 blah. 4 acres. Sometimes you can get information about like water and the wells, and this has been on the market for 2 weeks. And if you sometimes you can get information if there's an HOA or not, and what the monthly HOA dues are, what the restrictions are. Do you think if we get this deal under contract, we might call this listing agent and say, hey, would you want to sell our property to whoever buys this one? They can buy the lot next to it at the same time. All right. But anyway, you can see what else is selling here. This is a 27-acre lot currently for sale for $90,000. 2.2 acres currently for sale for $29,900. So just looking at this, I'm going to need to make sure my property is cheaper than this one, right? $29,000, and this one's been on the market for 165 days. So I'm going to need to make sure mine probably is going to have to sell for the same size for maybe $19,000. All right, so let's look here at just land. Cool. Oops. Just land, and I'm going to do a filter. Ours property was, remember, 2.5 acres. So let's look at, sorry, let me get back to where I was here. Let's say lot size, let's do 1 to 5 acres. Ooh, no, I don't want to do that because guess what? I just lost this property because it's, it's 27 acres. So that is a valid comp. It's real close there. All right, let's sort from low to high. I only have three active comps here, so I'm going to zoom out. Now I have 5. I'm going to zoom out again. Give it a second to refresh. Let's go. Come on. All right, now I have 14 comps. How many comps do I like to have? I don't know, 10. It's not an exact science. All right, so now I'm going to look at these. Maybe I exclude some of the expensive ones. Yeah, so I'm going to take out anything over $100,000. I don't want to see those, right? So now I have 10. And so what I'm going to do now is like, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to do this pebble scraper tool. Oh, good, you can. All right. So this is a little tool. It's a free Chrome extension called from Pebble. Just Google Pebble Chrome extension and you'll find this thing. And what it does is it scrapes all of those properties on the right-hand side and tells you right here what the average and median price per acre is. Now I'm going to get rid of this really expensive one here, the $47,000 an acre. Let's just get rid of that one. Now you can see my average price per acre and my median. So I always go with the lower one, 10,541. All right, now I have a spreadsheet here that's in my program. Real simple spreadsheet. And so I'm looking at actives now, right? And it's 10,541 an acre. Our property was 2.49 acres. So based on active listings, and I discount the active listings 15%, it's worth about 22 grand based on active listings. Do you see how I did that? All I did is I've kind of filtered. I got my properties here on the right. I do that Pebble Chrome extension. All right. And it tells me an average price per acre and a median price per acre. I picked the lower one of 10,541. Okay. And I discount active listings because they haven't sold yet. So it's worth about 22 grand. Let's look at solds. I'm going to switch right here. Solds. I want to get as many cheap solds as possible. So I go to the year, back a year. And this is really encouraging because I see a lot of sold comps in this little tiny area. So I'm encouraged by this. Cool. Now I'm going to do that Pebble Chrome extension again. I'm going to clear my previous results, bring it all down, and I might take out some of the real bigger ones. And there aren't any real bigger ones here. But look what I see. Average price of $90.76, median $91.80. I'm going to use the smaller one, $90.76. Put that right in here into solds. All right, so based on solds, it might be worth $22,000. Very similar numbers here, right? So, should I list it for 22 grand? Let's look at this real quick. What's my competition like? If I list it for 22 grand, this one's for sale for 26, 2 acres. This one's for sale for 29, 2 acres. How long has this one been on the market? 17 days. My property has some junk on it that needs to be removed. You know what? I feel good. I want to price this aggressively. I want to sell it quickly in 1 or 2 months. I want to be cheaper than anything else out there. So I'm going to list it for $19,500. So this is how I come up with my offer. I'm going to list it for $19,500. I want to make at least a $10,000 wholesale fee. Pay a realtor 10%. I want a small little oops factor of $1,000. I'm going to pay someone $500 for photos, and I'm going to have about $1,000 in closing costs. There you go. So I'm going to offer right there $5,500 for this property, which is about 28%. I'd never go more than 50%. On a property that's real expensive, 100 acres, I might go 60%. But yeah, so I'm going to offer $5,500. Now, I went through that kind of slow because I was explaining everything, but I want to make a blind offer to this seller for $5,500. And I'm also going to do a range. I want to do a range postcard. So let me type something here. Offer $5,500 range. I want to do 85% and 115% up and down. So I'm going to do range. Let's do low. And let's do range high. So this would be kind of a yellow because that's where you put this in. Okay. So I'm going to do that times that equals that times that. So my range might be 4,500 to 6,300. I'll show you what I'm doing here in a second. Now, let's make an offer on this property for 50. I'm going to make a blind offer. Hopefully this works. Blind offer. Oh, you know what? I wanted to do this with somebody who I've skipped traced. Well, you're going to see me do this again, okay? I want to do this with somebody I've skipped traced because I want to send them text and email follow-up. So, let's go back here to all. List records, all. I skip trace these 100. Okay, let's just do it again. You don't mind me watching me do this again, do you? Let's say we're going to send an offer to Bradford Cox right here. So you get to watch me do this again, and you'll see why. So this guy who skip trace got a bunch of emails and phone numbers. He lives in California. He's got a 12-acre property. 12-acre property. So let's look at the map here. Satellite. Yep, looks vacant to me. Nice. Let's zoom out. Oh, look, this is Grand Canyon Tiny Home Rentals. There's some glamping going on here. This might be a good area. I mean, these might be other investors that I could contact that would be interested in maybe selling my property. There's vacant. There's access, road access, so that looks good. All right. This is the address of the property right there. I'm going to copy that. Let's put it in Redfin. We're going to come up with an offer real quick. Click on the map. You can see it has road access, right? Nearby homes for sale. This is where I'm looking at. So this is 36 acre for 79 grand. I'm looking at for sale and pending. I want land only. And ours was, again, 12 acres. Let's do filters. Lot size minimum. Let's do minimum 5 acres to 40 acres. I don't want too tight of a filter. And let's zoom out. Oh, I'm getting good comps here. I like it. Let's sort from low to high. Zoom out again. Zoom out again. All right, there's 10 comps. Cool. We can zoom out again if we want. 18 comps. I like that. Because this is my competition again. I got to think about this. Why would somebody want to buy mine for 12 when they can buy, for 50 when they can buy this one for 24 or whatnot? Let's do that pebble scraper. I'm going to clear the previous results, save this all. Let's look down and remove any big outliers. There are not any outliers out there. So we're looking at 39.32 an acre. 39.32 an acre. Ours is 12.1 acres. So based on active listings, it might be worth 40 grand. Let's go look at solds in the last year. Oh, I like this. A lot of solds, a lot of activity. Very nice. Let's sort it from high to low, see if there's any big outliers. Nope. Now the black means those were county records that were sold, and the pictures means it was sold from the MLS. All right, let's do that pebble scraper again. Clear the previous results, bring down the new ones. Let's remove any outliers. Real expensive or really cheap. No, I'm good with that. 21.49. Copy. Put that here in the solds. So it's worth between 26 and 40,000. What do you do? Well, I usually pick the lower one. I'm going to list it for 26, but let's look at this. If I list it for 26, what's my competition like? Remember, ours is 12. Well, it's more expensive than this one, and even though it's 2 acres smaller, it's not much of a difference. How long has this been on the market? Almost a year. Now, does it have road access? Probably. I don't know for sure, though. Mine is 2 acres, a little bigger. Let's look at solds again real quick. In the last 6 months, this one sold for 10, this one sold for 20. I want to price it aggressively. And this one sold for 700 an acre, 9,000, 1,000. Yeah. All right, so hang on a second here. I like my image here in my background. Okay. Well, I want to sell it quickly, right? I want to be the cheapest property. I'm going to list mine for $19,950. $19,950. Same as the other one. So I'm going to offer $5,500. All right, good. So the same numbers. I'm going to sell it aggressively. I could sell it maybe for 26 grand, but I might be pleasantly surprised, right? So I'm going to pretend, make my offer based on selling it quickly, $19,950 an acre, which is $1,600 an acre. $1,600 an acre. And if you remember here when we were looking at solds, back to the pebble scraper, there's some here that we're selling for $1,000 an acre, $2,800 an acre. So yeah, I feel, let me clear this all, save them all. You know, so I'm selling mine for less. The median is $2,100 an acre. I'm going to be selling mine for $1,600 an acre. I feel good about that. All right, so I'm going to offer $5,500. And just like before, we're going to do a range here. Okay, $5,500. So let's go here to Freedomsoft. And I'm going to create an offer. Right here. And I have this in financial offers here. Company name. Now this I don't do earnest money. For houses I do. So if you're doing house blind offers, you put that here. Let's put the contract date today. Let's expire this offer on the 12th. My low range, remember that low range? Let's do 4,500, 6,300. Yeah, that's all I need to do. This here, the financial offers, this is where you start tracking what you bought it for, what you sell it for, and your revenue come from this. Okay, that's all I need to do. I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to change this to blind offer sent land. What does that do? If you give it a minute, it's going to do some really awesome things. I can't wait to show this to you. Hold on here. As I refresh my screen, hopefully it works. Now, I just sent this seller this postcard. So they're going to get this, but now they're also going to get another letter from me the same day or the next day. All right, let me show you what just happened. I'm going to go here to my settings, workflow automation, Joe's vacant land. When I change the status to blind offer sent land, it puts them into this direct mail sequence right here. It's going to send them this blind offer. A week, 2 weeks later, it's going to send them this handwritten postcard. And then it's going to send them this postcard, this letter, another offer, this range postcard, this postcard, and this postcard. Now it takes a minute for all of that workflow automation to kind of happen in the background. There it is. So the land blind offer sequence right here. This is the blind offer it's sending to the seller right now. I put on that Coco 3170 from me. I need to update that phone number. Okay. So I made a mistake here. This phone number is not a big deal. This goes to another campaign. I'm not going to stop the direct mail going out, but you can set it up where the phone number is the phone number for that campaign. We have another campaign called Blind Offers. So that phone number here is a Freedomsoft number for all of our blind offers. It's not a big deal. It's going to go there. But this is basically, hello, Bradford Cox. My name is Matt Bills. That's my acquisitions friend. I'd like to buy your land. Would be willing to pay you $5,500 for it. If you like it, call me. Send me an email. Here's a counter offer. This isn't technically a contract because we've not signed it yet. But so we would send them another contract if we needed to, or sometimes this is good enough for the title company. Send them an offer. All right, now The next thing that's going to happen, we're going to send them this postcard. I don't think the merge fields will be in here yet. But the next postcard will say, hey, we sent you an offer a week or 2 weeks ago. Did you get it yet? This will be the third notice. This will be just another letter. This will be another offer. And this postcard here is the range postcard. Now, the merge fields are really big, but it'll say, hey, we will pay you between this and this for the property. If you're interested, call. Now, let's say he does call back. So this is what it's going to send in a couple weeks. But let's say he does call back and say, yeah, I don't want to sell my property. Leave me alone. Well, all we need to do then is, in the lead details here, change the status to dead. I don't know if you can see that at the bottom. And it will stop all of the future mail. And also in a week, it's going to send all of the mobile phone numbers here a text. They're not all going to be his, but it's going to send all the mobile numbers a text saying, hey, is this Bradford? We just sent you an offer. And it's also going to send an email to these 3 emails here. We just sent you an offer in the mail. Did you get it? All of that happens automatically here in the settings, workflow automation, when that status becomes blind offer sent land. It sends them this text. You should get I sent you a letter the other day. It sends them an email. This is the email it sends. Boom. Is that amazing? Let me ask. Is that amazing? Is that amazing or is that amazing? I mean, I get freaked out about this because now I'm just setting this once and all of this automation and follow-up goes for me in spite of me. All right, so do you see what we just did? In a few minutes there, we picked a county. We selected, we narrowed it down to a specific targeted zip code where there's a lot of activity. We pulled a list from Freedomsoft. We skip traced it. We did a cold calling campaign. And then we did a direct mail campaign where we sent out 100 postcards and we set up a voicemail that sends them a text back, right? And then if you wanted to, you could also send a one-off offer where it puts them then in a follow-up sequence of, hey, we can send you this and this. Like, boom, mind blown, right? This is how you do deals. This is how you do deals. All right, so there's still a lot of you guys on here. I'm already at my 3-hour mark. I got something really cool to share with you, but I'm also going to show you how to find buyers. I need to go get something to drink real quick. I'm going to show you how to find buyers for these deals. So let's say you get one of these under contract. The seller accepts your offer. They call you back, says, I can't do $5,500, but can you do $6,500? And you look at it, yeah, okay, maybe. I'm going to show you how to find the buyers that will buy these things. You don't even have to. What I'm going to show you next is going to blow your mind. You don't even have to call them. I mean, like, you don't even have to put it on the MLS or call realtors. I'm going to show you where the buyers are and how you can just call them and sell it even before you buy it. Okay. So we're going to take a quick break and I got to go. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. kid, but I don't remember. Okay, we need a hustle. I have a lunch date with my daughter, so I'm going to hurry up here. I told her between 1 and 2 o'clock. Where will the recording be, Zach? I don't know. It might be. We'll email it to everybody. If you're here and we have your email address, we'll email it to you. Okay, real quick. Remember, I keep on telling you, I'm going to be working with you. If you're interested in spending a day with me in St. Louis in my home office, where I'm going to set all of this stuff up for you, and I've not even shown you half of it yet. All right, I'm going to set it all up for you, and I'm going to partner with you on deals, and I'm going to fund your deals. I'm going to give you virtual assistants to do your marketing for you. I'm going to set it all, like we're going to set up the whole marketing plan. We're going to select the markets. We're going to get the list. We're going to skip trace. We're going to find the cold calling VAs if you want. We're going to do the direct mail. I'm going to show you how to make offers. You can make blind offers one-off. Like if you do 5 of those a day, just like I just did right there, you could do 5 or 10 a day. You could send 1,000 postcards every week. You could send 25 postcards every day. You could send 5 blind offers every day, whatever you want. We'll figure it out and we'll set up everything for you inside of Freedomsoft in a Power Day. So I'm doing this thing where I'm calling it the Power Day Workshop. If you want more information, you can go to Power Day. I think this is it right there. Oh, I got it. Look at that fanciness right there. Isn't that amazing? Are you guys impressed with my fancy? Let me move it down a little bit. I didn't even know that was there. PowerDayWorkshop.com. Now I'm going to walk through what this is in a minute, but I'm only looking for 4 people right now. 4 people, and you get to come to my home office, and we'll set all this up for you. If you don't want to come to St. Louis, we'll do it virtual on Zoom. I'll work with 2 or 3 people at a time doing this. So I'm looking for 2 groups of 2 people, and we're going to set it all up for you and set up your business. Simple system scale like I was talking about before, right? If you're interested right now, go to PowerDayWorkshop.com. Now, does it cost anything? Of course it does. But I'm going to give you, it's like a deposit. You pay the deposit, and I'm going to give you that money back out of the profits from the first deal that we do together. Okay? So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be giving you more information. If you want to jump ahead of everybody else right now, just go to Power Day Workshop right now. There, PowerDayWorkshop.com. There is a video, a little Loom video that explains it all. It's about 9 minutes long. And then on that video is an application button where you can apply. And then I will look at it and I will get back to you. So the reason I'm doing this is I just want to do more deals. So it's kind of like I'm looking for apprentices that I can train in the business. I'll set up everything for you in one day, wind up this engine, let it go, let it run. You just work the leads as they come in. I'll partner with you on the deals. I'll fund the deals. You can use my proof of funds letters. You can use my money. We'll buy the deals. We'll close on it. We'll help you sell it. And I'm going to do everything I'm going to show you here on this webinar for you right here at the PowerDayWorkshop.com. Okay. There's a lot you can get done in one day. This doesn't have to be a long, complicated, drawn out process. All right. Let's just sit down, focus on one day, getting the setup and running, going in your business, and let's just build it out. Okay. PowerDayWorkshop.com. I want to share my screen again here, and I'm going to show you what you get a deal under contract. What next? What are you going to do? So let's go back here to Lead Finder. Let's go buyer leads land. We were in AZ, Arizona, zip code 86046. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to find buyers. So we want absentee owner, duplicate owners. Out of state, no preference, out of zip code. Now, okay, if you wanted to, you could say only show me the buyers who have bought properties outside of the zip code. I don't care where they live. They bought vacant land recently in that area. All right, so I want anybody that's bought land since the 1st of January, and I do not want unknowns. So I want anybody in the last 7 months, 6 months that has bought land in this market. All land, cash buyer only, no preference. Land filters, no preference either. I don't care if they bought a 1/4 acre or a 100 acre. They bought land recently. Let's go. In that one zip code. Look at this, guys. All right, there's 3,800 buyers who have bought land in the last 6 months. This is a great zip code, isn't it? So if that's too many, well, you could narrow it down here. You can kind of look at wherever your property is, and you can kind of zoom into the area. And you could go manually choose like all of the ones that are around you. But let's go back to the search again, and let's do only buyers that are out of state. And not unknown. And let's do at least 1 acre to 10 acres, let's say. And I'm going to uncheck unknown. We good? Let's see what this does. Okay, there's only 19. So that was maybe too narrow. So let's do no preference on out of state, but let's say only out of zip code. Let's see what that does. 52. All right, whatever. There's three different ways I like to find buyers, and I'm going to show you that right now. But for now, we could choose all of these 52 buyers, add them to a lead list. Coco buyers. The reference number doesn't matter too much when it comes to buyers, but let's put them in a list here. Coco Nino buyers. And we choose workflow automation, whatever it is. And you can do list permissions if you want. I just don't want that guy there. Boom, create list. Now we have a list of buyers in here. And so if you wanted to, you could go create a new phone number for just buyers. I have a main phone number I use. But when these are all added in, there's some direct mail I like to send. All right, so these are buyers. Let me just look here at one of them real quick. You can see the other properties that he owns here. Okay, good. So all of these records here, I have a template. I don't have the time to do it here, but if you go to settings, check out this template. This direct mail piece will blow you away because you might think that's so dumb, but it works like crazy. Here it is. This is my desperate, motivated land buyer yellow letter. You can do this as a letter or as a postcard. But it says, urgent notice, I desperately need to sell my vacant lot close to the one you own near city, county, state. I've had it on the market for some time now, and I can't wait any longer. If you're looking to buy more land in the area, call me and I will tell you all about it. The title is clear, taxes are paid, it's in great shape, and I need it sold today. Call me and please make me a cash offer right now. I'm telling you, you might not believe me, but this letter works. I get 10 to 20% response rates from this thing. I have that letter, and I also have it as a postcard. Right here. Desperate seller postcard. Urgent help. Dear buyer's name, I need your help. I see you recently bought some vacant land in this area, blah, 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 near the one I own. I need to sell mine ASAP. Taxes are paid, titles clear. I need this thing sold today. Please call me or text me. Phone number, thank you. Boom. So just with a few clicks, and I can't do this right now just in the interest of time, back to my list of buyers, Coco Nino buyers, I could boom, select all 52, more actions, send direct mail, choose the sequence. I have here desperate buyer letter. I also have the desperate land buyer postcard I have different sequences based on the states, right? But let's just do this letter here, and you can look it up. It's going to give you a preview of all the merge fields if it's working properly. I might have the fields mapped wrong on this particular mail sequence, but yep, there it is. Okay, that's actually a bad example. Let me choose. This is a one that we did for postcards in Florida. All right, while that preview is going, I want to show you real quick. I have 52 in here. I could highlight all of them, all 52, and I can do the same thing I did with the sellers. I could go right here and skip trace them all this quickly. Address, city, state, zip, skip trace. 45 leads. All right, that'll take about 10, 15 minutes or so. And now I can start calling all of them. Hey, I see you bought land here recently. Are you looking for another deal? I got a good deal. Remember that offer we were making here? We were offering about we were selling this thing for $1,600 an acre. We can call them and say, hey, I see that you bought one here for $3,000 an acre. I'm selling this one for $1,600 an acre. Would you be interested? Okay, that's all in Freedomsoft. So in Freedomsoft, you can get the recent buyers, skip trace them, send them a letter, send them a postcard, and bam, now you don't have to even list it on the MLS. Those letters and postcards work really, really well. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to call the realtors. So I'm going to zoom out here. I'm just on Redfin. The house we were looking at before is right in the middle. There are 42 vacant lots that have sold here in the last, whatever we were at, a year. Now I'm just going to scroll through this list. If it has a picture, it was an MLS listed property. If it's a black one, it was county records. If I just click on one of them, guess what you're going to see? Listed by Linda or bought with non-member. You're going to call those realtors. Let's look at this one here. This realtor sold a bunch of properties. Mike Cave. He was the listing agent and the buyer's agent. Okay? Let's Google him. There's his phone number right there. Call him up. He's local in that area. He's working with a lot of other buyers who are looking for vacant land. Here's a website for him. Probably get his picture, got his phone number, his mobile number. Call him and say, hey, I think I got another property that you sold one here recently. I think I got another one that might be good for you. Would you have any clients that would be interested? You can pay me. I pay 10% commissions. So when you go through this, you're going to get 10 to 20 phone numbers, names and phone numbers of agents. So this was listed with Lisa, and it was bought with another default non-MLS member. I'm not sure what that means. So that means sometimes the realtor's bringing the buyer as well. So just go here, Google them, and you get their information. Here's Lisa. There's a phone number. Here's her website. There's a phone number, right? There's her email. So first thing you do when you get a property under contract, very simple. Go to Freedomsoft, pull a list of who are all the buyers that bought land in that zip code in the similar area recently. Call them, send them a text, send them a letter, send them an email. Just call them all. It'll just take a half hour to an hour to call them all. Say, hey, are you looking for more land? I got one here in the area. Are you interested? Second thing, well, that's one and two things right there. The third thing then was go to Redfin. You can also do this on homes.com and find at least 20 realtors who have listed or sold land in the last 6 to 12 months in that area. Just Google them, call them, and say, hey, I'm an investor. I'm thinking about buying some land. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I might want to sell it, and I want to know if you have any buyers that might be interested in buying more land. I pay 10% commissions. Now, Joe, that comes out of my profit. No, it doesn't, because I built the commissions in. Do you remember? So now I'm offering that realtor more money than they would get selling land as a listing, because normally they get just small 5, 6, 7% commissions, right? And they only get half of that. I'm offering them 10% commissions if they bring me a buyer. All they need to do is make a few phone calls. They don't even have to list it. They don't have to take pictures. They can maybe go look at it, but all they need to do is make some phone calls and send some text messages. I'll pay them 10% commissions all day long to sell it quick. And the great thing about this is when you call these buyers, when you call these realtors, they're going to give you feedback. Most of the time when I see people struggling, it's because they're offering way too much for their property. Okay, they don't realize it's on a slope. There's no road access, or it's completely trashed, or the neighbor's property is, a junkyard or whatever. But when you get these realtors or these buyers to go look at it, or they know the area, they'll tell you, yeah, you know what? It's really hard to get, whatever zoning needs there, or water or whatever. And so then you go back to the seller and renegotiate a new price. Okay. Remember, we're not putting earnest money down on these deals. We're giving ourselves 3 months to close, but you want to find out within 2 to 4 weeks whether it's a good deal or not, because you might, most likely when you're just getting started, you're going to need to go back to the seller and renegotiate a new price or cancel the contract. Make sense? All right. So I have some other tools that I use to find buyers, but here's the deal. I want to work with you, and I want to do more deals. I can do this stuff in my sleep. I went through this so fast. I want to build it for you. I want to build this simple system for you so you can scale it and we can do some deals together. I mean, if you go to powerdayworkshop.com, I'm going to show you a little bit more details about it here, but I'm kind of feel like I'm rushing through this because I got to go. But let's just sit down for a day. Let's find out your goals. Maybe you're doing deals. You just want to scale and do more consistently. Maybe you just want to do your first deal. But let's pick a market. Let's set up all of the systems. Let's wind it up. Let's let it go. And then I'll show you how to talk to sellers, how to make offers. And then when you're going out, I will coach you and follow up with you. We'll do monthly coaching calls, one-on-one calls. You'll have access to me on Voxer. When you get a deal under contract, I'll review it. If it's a good deal, I'll fund the deal. I'll give you the money for it. We'll close on it. You can use my team to help sell it, and we'll split the profits after you get the deposit back for doing this Power Day workshop with me. How does that sound? You guys interested in that or not? Okay, listen, I've covered all of this. I didn't go through the mind map here, but I just showed you how to find the buyers, how to find the realtors, find the list, send them a letter, how to evaluate the deal using this spreadsheet right here. And if you don't have this spreadsheet, I'll share it with you right now in the Laureville, will you make sure this spreadsheet's in the mind? You know what it is in the mind map. Hold on here. I'm going to add it right here. Spreadsheet. Again, this spreadsheet I just showed you is right here in the mind map. Okay. I showed you how to send the offer. Due diligence real quick. The main things to look for is have road access, floodplains, wetlands, taxes, liens, who's on title, comps, utilities. Is it in an HOA? Are there any restrictions? Those are the main things we look for. I know that's a lot. I just went through that fast. I use Land ID a lot. We have VAs that will do your due diligence for you. And here's the cool thing. My VAs will give you these reports. Here's a sample report. So my VAs will actually call the county and pull up all this information on the property. Find out who the utilities are. Find out what the zoning restrictions are. Tell you if it's in a wetland or not. Okay. So you can make an educated decision. Then you're going to market the property like I just talked about. Remember I told you at the very beginning, you're going to find those Facebook groups. You're going to call local land investors, local realtors. You're going to put it on your website. We'll put it on my website. We're going to do some letters to the neighbors. We're going to do some letters to other investors who bought the properties. All right. Now, let me tell you something real quick. That all sounds great, Joe. Is it really that easy to make money flipping land deals? No, it's not. And here are 6 giant roadblocks you're going to have if you go out and try to do it on your own right now. Number 1 is selecting the right counties. If you pick the wrong counties, you're going to be wasting a ton of money on marketing. Nobody's going to respond. But if you pick the right markets, you're going to get more leads. You're going to close more deals. You're going to make more money. And you're going to sell your deals really fast because there's already a huge demand for it. The other big roadblock is setting up all this tech stuff yourself. Now, Freedomsoft provides amazing support. My land course has step-by-step tutorials on how we do all of this. I do a lot of videos on YouTube about this. But if you don't have the right tools and you don't set them up right, okay, you're going to be very frustrated. You're going to be wasting tons of money on tools that you don't use or you don't know how to use. You're not going to look like you know what you're doing. It's going to be hard to sell your deals. All your leads are going to fall through the cracks, and you're going to be wasting a ton of dollars on marketing. But when you set it up right, you're going to get this business working in just 10 to 20 hours a week. You're going to be spending just a few minutes on evaluating deals and sending quick offers. And the system will send the offers for you and do the follow-up for you so nothing falls through the cracks, okay? You need to have a duplicatable system, business in a box. Now, the other big obstacle you're going to have is the money to buy the deals. If you don't have the money to buy the deals, you're going to lose out. Somebody else will buy them. You'll be wasting a ton of money on marketing and nothing to show for it. You need to learn how to move fast on the good deals. Now, if you don't have to worry about money, guess what? That's one less thing to worry about. You're going to have more confidence when you're making offers because you know your mentor is not going to let you buy a bad deal because he's not going to lend you the money on the deal if it's a bad deal. So you're going to have confidence when it'll show to the realtors, the sellers, and the buyers and all of that, okay? Now, you need to make sure you're pulling the right lists. You're sending the right marketing. I want you to hit the ground running fast and stop wasting time trying to pull the right lists, making sure you're sending the right letters at the right place. Like the worst thing you can do is send out a letter, spend $1,000 on direct mail, and the phone number's wrong. Or it is missing the reference ID or something like that. You can lose a lot of money fast if you get this part wrong. The other big roadblock is, again, how do you know if you're making a good offer on a property, right? You need to know that you're making good offers on good properties. You want to know that this is an actual deal that you can close on. You want to know with due diligence, someone helping you, telling you what to offer and avoid, if it's bad slope, bad access, you should offer this instead of that, whatever, right? You don't want to get stuck in a bad deal. The other big obstacle is not having the right mentor. You need to you don't want to get stuck and not have a way to get your questions answered. I don't want you to get discouraged and frustrated. You need someone in your corner who has your best interests at heart, who understands you, who has helped you build everything out. And if you get any one of these 6 things wrong, you might fail in this business. This is why we need to implement a simple system scale. We talked about it before. If it's simple, you can do it. If it's a system, you will do it. And when you get out of the way and you let someone else scale that simple system you created, you can finally enjoy their lifestyle and the freedom that you've always wanted. So that's why I'm doing a Power Day workshop. Remember what you wrote at the beginning, what you want your life and your business to look like? Let me ask you a question then. Do you have a simple system scale business set up? Do you really think you can accomplish all of this on your own? Maybe you can. That's awesome. But chances are, if you're like me, you don't want to waste any time. You don't want to, you're in LA and you want to get to New York. You can walk there and do it yourself. It's going to take you a long time. You'll save a lot of money. Or you can drive, but you know what? That's going to take a long time. You're going to have to go through a lot of trial and error. You're probably going to have to change the oil a couple times, fill up the tank with gas. You're going to have, find hotels. You're going to have to blah, blah, blah. Or you can get on a plane and get from LA to New York in a few hours. And it'll about cost you the same as it would to drive all the way across the country, to be honest. Okay? You need a simple system that you can now scale. So are you frustrated trying to figure it out all on your own? Are you overwhelmed by information overload? Do you feel like you're stuck because you know what you need to do, but you don't have the confidence to do it? You don't have a coach or a mentor holding your hand, helping you along the way. You just want to get started in the simplest, fastest way possible. Well, bottom line, the fastest way to make your first deal, your first $5,000 is making offers, not chasing a bunch of shiny objects, not wasting tens of thousands of dollars in marketing and super competitive markets, losing your nights and weekends to a bunch of unmotivated, angry sellers, okay? If you want the fastest shortcut to doing deals, and what I'm about to share with you is going to blow your mind. If you're interested in hanging out with me for a day in St. Louis, my home office, virtually or in Zoom, or in St. Louis, and have me build out your entire business in Freedomsoft myself in one day with me and my team of virtual assistants, this is going to blow you away. We're going to help you create and implement a complete marketing plan. We're going to select the markets. We're going to download the sellers. We're going to skip trace it. We're going to hire a cold calling VA. We're going to schedule out our direct mail campaigns. We're going to set up a blind offer follow-up systems, and we're going to schedule out your marketing for the next 2 to 3 months. We're going to practice making offers. We're going to analyze deals. We're going to work on you and your business, your challenges, your roadblocks. I'm going to give you access to my virtual assistants for property research to help you come up with comps, any tech support that you need with Freedomsoft. And then when you get a deal under contract, I'm going to review it personally with you. I'm going to fund your deals. I'm going to partner with you on them so you can have credibility and confidence when you're talking to sellers. You can give sellers a proof of funds letter from me if you want. You can actually close on the deal in 30 days if it's a good property. Because sometimes with the wholesaling police, you can't advertise a property without a license and all that stuff. Let's just take care of that and fix it. If it's a good deal, we'll close on it. I can filter your deals and make sure you're only getting good deals under contract, and my team will give you the most active buyers on your deals. One of the tools that we use is called Investor Base. I'll show you how that all works later. I'm going to provide you daily support and feedback. You're going to do monthly with me, one-on-one coaching follow-up calls. You can message me anytime in Voxer. It's a smartphone messaging app like a walkie-talkie. And I'm going to give you a scorecard for accountability to make sure you're focusing in on what's most important. We've talked about this a lot. Your speed to income is directly proportional to the number of offers that you make. So I'm going to hold you accountable to what's most important, and that's making offers. Now, you get to partner with me on your first few deals. You get your entire investment back. That's really why I'm doing this. I want to do more deals. So I'm looking for apprentices, and I can only take 4 people right now because you just imagine you're going to be spending time with me in my home office in St. Louis. My house is separate. I don't have an ocean in my backyard like the screen here shows, but I have a separate little carriage house, and my home is separate from my office. But we'll hang out for a day with you 3 other people, usually about 2 other people. One day is too long for one person. So I like to get 2 people together. And so this obviously takes a lot of time. I'm only accepting 4 people right now. If you go to powerdayworkshop.com, I'm going to put that link here in the Zoom chat, powerdayworkshop.com. It's an application process. When you go there, it'll redirect you to this Loom video, which explains everything. It just says what I'm trying to do here. And it explains the process. It's an application process. So when you go here, there'll be a button here in the video. There'll be a button in the comments. And when you click that, it just asks you some questions. Tell me a little bit about you. And it's a 9-minute video. It explains everything and how it works. Okay. I'm excited about this. If you guys want to work with me, this is a lot of fun. I was just talking to the owner of Freedomsoft the other day, kind of mapping out how should this program look like, because I want to do more deals, and I want to help you guys, if you're ready, to do more deals as well. Now, you get the entire investment in this program back. Okay. I don't have any things. Okay. Well, yeah, I was looking at the mind map. I don't have anything about that reimbursement, but there is the goal of this is to do deals. So obviously there's an investment to come and work with me this closely, but you will get that money back out of the profits in the first deal that we do together. So you're going to take the first like whatever the investment is, and it depends on your situation, how much you want to scale and grow. We'll get on the phone and talk about what the investment is, and that video talks about it a little bit. You'll get that investment back out of the first deal, and then any profits after that, we split 50-50. And then every deal after that, we'll just split 50-50, the net profits, okay? I'll provide the money. I'll coach you on the deal and make sure it's a good deal. You're not going to buy a deal that is not a good deal as long as you listen to me. And you're going to have all the systems set up so that marketing is just running on autopilot and you don't need to worry about it. All it is maintenance mode. When the leads come in, you're going to work the leads. I'm going to show you how to make quick offers. I'm going to show you how to talk to sellers. If you want, you don't have to talk to them either. It's just the way I do deals. Okay, so if you're interested right now, go to powerdayworkshop.com. Now, I'm excited about this. powerdayworkshop.com. Okay, Eric is asking a question real quick. I've downloaded and opened the spreadsheet, but it doesn't allow me to edit it. Yeah, you have to make a copy of it. Either download it as an Excel spreadsheet or make a copy of it, and then you can work on it. Cool? Any questions real quick? I know there's still a ton of you on, and I flew through this really fast. Who's interested in this Power Day workshop thing? I'm only taking 4 people. It's going to sell out. Now today's Saturday as I'm recording this, okay? As I'm recording this, I'm going to be traveling a little bit next week. So it's really important. When I get your application, I'm going to review it. I'm going to send you a text back. Sometimes I send a little personal Loom video back. And I'm going to give you have to respond to my text. I can't believe how many people tell me they're interested and they apply, and I send them an email, a text, I call them, and they just ghost me. That is annoying. You're wasting my time. Okay. So do not waste my time if you're not really serious about this. If you apply, I'm going to message you back. I'll let you know if you're a good fit or not. And we'll get on the phone if you have any questions. But do not ghost me. Okay? Please? Do not ghost me. It's just rude. So fill out the application. I'm going to get back to you as soon as I can. Ask you some questions, see if we're a good fit. We'll talk about the investment, split it up in payments or something like that. If it's necessary, we'll see. And then you need to sign up because I'm going to fill it up. And I don't do this all the time. I do this very rarely. Awesome, Lil. Cool. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, Paul, I'm bad at email too. So I text and email. Yes, Elizabeth, I know. Okay, good question from Chris. How much do I need in marketing over the first few months? You need to spend, and I cover this in powerdayworkshop.com. You need about $500 to $1,000 a month in direct for marketing. Okay. $500 to $1,000 a month in marketing. And you need at least 20 hours a week to put into the business. Now, good question, Daniel. You do not have to partner with me on deals. You can keep 100% of it for yourself if you want. I'd rather partner with you on deals because, number one, it's going to help. You're going to make sure you're only doing good deals, right? But I don't force people to partner with me. Obviously, I mean, that's ridiculous. But I'm hoping you do because you're going to learn a lot, right? Yeah. So I don't have, again, Daniel, I don't require partnering. A lot of questions here. I'm just scrolling through this. A lot of you are interested in this Power Day workshop. Okay, let me scroll down for new questions. When will the recording be available? Soon. I don't know when, but we'll email it out to everybody. Yes. Okay, cool, guys. I think I got through all the questions. There's probably thousands of comments in here. Zach, that's something completely different. Eric, does the $500 to $1,000 a month in marketing include the Freedomsoft subscription? It could. Here's the deal. Obviously, the more marketing you send out, the more leads you're going to get, the more likely you're going to do a deal, right? But you do not have to. If you have a low budget, we're not going to send 5,000 postcards a month until you start doing deals, right? So with a smaller budget, you're going to do things like cold calling. You're going to call realtors. You're going to send one-off blind offer letters. So you're going to do some of the smaller, simpler things. And in some ways, if you're good on the phone, that's a faster way to a deal. We didn't even have the time to do that, but I was hoping I could actually get on the phone and start calling realtors. I've got YouTube videos on how to do that. Just go to my YouTube channel and you'll see me. Just a month ago, I did a video where it says its title is "Watch Me Call Realtors Live." So and that would be an all-day workshop. But if you don't have the money for marketing, then you need to spend the time. So you'll need to do more cold outreach instead of waiting for the leads to come in. But that's it's easy. All right, where can we view the mind map? We put the link to the mind map in the Zoom chat. I'm going to find it again here. There's a link to the mind map in the Zoom chat. What is the data scraper that you recommend or that I mentioned? It's called Pebble. So go to Google and do a search for Pebble Chrome extension. Okay, let's wrap it up. Appreciate you guys. I got to make like a tree and leave and go hang out with my daughter. All right, love you all. It's been a fun workshop. It's been a lot of fun. PowerDayWorkshop.com. I'm hoping I can work with some of you guys. Hurry up and fill out your application because I'm telling you, it's first come, first serve, and I'm going to fill it up. And it's not that expensive. It's pretty ridiculous. I need to be charging a lot more than I am for it. But yeah, it's cool. All right, we'll see you guys all later. Take care. God bless.